Kidnapping Jian Myohun was incredibly easy. I approached him using the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts when he was alone, knocked him out by striking his soul plane with the formless sword, and then carried him away. It was over as soon as I used the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts again. Additionally, Jian Myohun is weaker than I had imagined. Isn't he too weak? It's exactly as I thought. Jian Myohun is only at the core formation stage at best, and he can barely recognize planes, making the kidnapping almost laughably easy. However, I frowned, tilting my head. Jian Myohun in his past life was strong enough to take down a 4-axis inspector. That time too isn't far from now. It's in a few months. How could this guy leap from core formation to the 4-axis level in just a few months? It's a curious matter. Well, it's actually better for me now. I tear my consciousness. Wowung. The mysterious bizarre goo technique. It's the parasitic technique I received from Jionshin. Chiarlug. Activating the mysterious bizarre goo technique, my consciousness wriggles in my hand, transforming into a small larva-like shape. The gray larva squirms as I bring my hand to Jian Myohun's face, entering through his nostril. I feel the mysterious bizarre goo settle in Jian Myohun's upper dantian, taking its place in his consciousness. If I continue to erode Jian Myohun unnoticed, I can erase his personality without anyone knowing and turn him into my puppet in about 10 years. Of course, I don't plan on doing that. What I want from Jian Myohun is merely a few days of acting. Wowung. Activating the mysterious bizarre goo technique that enters into Jian Myohun's upper dantian, Jian Myohun's eyes snap open. Using the mysterious bizarre goo technique to forcibly control someone is efficient, but the drawback is that the mysterious bizarre goo quickly wears out and dissolves in the target's consciousness. Of course, it's enough to last for a few days. Listen, Jian Myohun. From now on, go to the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect and bring back the Heavenly Lightning Banner from the Thunder Cloud Peak located there. Understand? Yes, I understand. Jian Myohun, dominated by the mysterious bizarre goo technique, responds with a dazed look in his eyes. After taking control of Jian Myohun, I release him. Now comes the important part. I need to remotely manipulate Jian Myohun and through him, smuggle out the Heavenly Lightning Banner. I shift my perspective to Jian Myohun's and return his body to the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. Let's see, shall we investigate? Junior brother, where have you been? Just then, a woman dressed in a golden robe approaches Jian Myohun, recognizing him and coming closer. Her cheeks flush red with joy upon seeing him, spewing out emotions of happiness. She was the woman who had been walking down the street with Jian Myohun earlier. The current granddaughter of the sect leader Jin Byako, Jin Sohei. I heard she and Jian Myohun are a famous well-matched couple. It is a well-known story within the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect, so there was no need to investigate. It's something one can know just by hearing the rumors. After all, Jian Myohun is currently the most famous person in the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. As someone with the Heavenly Golden Thunder body, Jian Myohun is the most famous celebrity within the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. It's impossible for there not to be rumors about Jian Myohun dating the current granddaughter of the supreme sect leader. Recalling their rumors, I moved Jian Myohun's mouth to answer. I just went out for some fresh air. However, Jin Sohei seems to sense something is off and tilts her head in confusion. What's with you, junior brother? Why are you suddenly being formal? Since when have you spoken to me with honorifics? Just because. I recall Jian Myohun's tone of voice from my memories and speak to her. Just tried it once, what's up? Ah, that's right. Remember what you told me last time? I've been thinking about it. As she starts talking, I internally break out into a cold sweat. Damn, if she brings up something only Jian Myohun and she knows, I won't know how to respond. Should I awaken Jian Myohun's consciousness? It's when I'm pondering. Indeed, running away together seems hard to accept. What was Jian Myohun thinking, trying to take away a promising maiden of the sect with such a proposal? The Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect has been with me since I was very young. In fact, the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect is no different from family to me. How could I leave my family behind? No matter how much I like you, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say, so I remain silent for a moment. Then I speak through Jian Myohun's mouth. Let's talk later. All right, it must be complicated for you. Let's meet again later. I sigh inwardly and leave the spot with Jian Myohun's body, going deeper into the sect. Jian Myohun's residence isn't far from Thunder Cloud Peak. Should I visit Thunder Cloud Peak then? I move his body to Thunder Cloud Peak and arrive at the summit. This is the top of Thunder Cloud Peak, the shrine where the heavenly lightning banner is kept. When I'm looking at the small shrine, Master Jian, I've told you that you shouldn't come here without permission. An elder at the nascent soul stage flies towards Jian Myohun, reprimanding him. If you wish to enter this Thunder Tribute Hall where the heavenly lightning banner is enshrined, you must first reach the heavenly being stage by diligently practicing. With Master Jian's talent, it is entirely possible to reach the heavenly being stage within 200 years, so please be patient. As expected, even with good talent, Jian Myohun can't just enter like that. Even the direct disciple of the supreme sect leader cannot enter at will. I understand that you must be troubled by recent events. It must be unsettling, not marrying Miss Jin So-hei, to whom you were engaged, but suddenly having marriage talks with the daughter of an integration stage grand cultivator. I understand Master Jian's feelings, especially since the grand cultivator's daughter is known to have a very peculiar temperament. Without saying anything, the elder guarding the Thunder Tribute Hall starts to console Jian Myohun with a sigh. However, you don't need to worry too much. Master Jian, you possess the same talent as the sect founder, the Golden Deity, so your value is not less than that of the Heavenly Lightning Banner. The Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect will protect Master Jian to the utmost. Thank you. I express gratitude through Jian Myohun's mouth and peace, together his current situation from the conversation. He proposed to Jin So-hei, the granddaughter of Jin Byako, to run away together, and there are marriage talks with the daughter of a grand cultivator at the integration stage. The daughter of the grand cultivator is said to have a strange personality. In other words, he is afraid of suddenly having to marry the grand cultivator's daughter, so he thought about running away from the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect with Jin So-hei. At the same time, hearing that Jian Myohun's worth is not less than the Heavenly Lightning Banner, I feel the framework for a plan for stealing the Heavenly Lightning Banner click into place in my mind. If that's the case then, after organizing my thoughts, I descend from Thunder Peak and head to find Jin So-hei. Junior brother Jian, have you made your decision? Yes. I take Jin So-hei to a secluded part of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect with Jian Myohun's body. Then I whisper to her as if sharing a secret. I've decided to leave, don't try to stop me. I'm leaving Thunder Spirit Island. If I leave the human territory altogether and go somewhere else, there shouldn't be a problem. Thank you for everything, take care. Wait. Although she calls out to Jian Myohun, I move forward, leaving her behind. That settles it. It is still uncertain whether Jian Myohun's precious words were true or not. However, starting from tonight, Jian Myohun is indeed going to disappear for a few days. I took Jian Myohun's body to a deserted place and unfold the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts through the mysterious bizarre goo within him. Shug. Jian Myohun disappears from the sight of others. In that state, I manipulate him to go below Thunder Cloud Peak. I dig into the ground and place Jian Myohun's body inside, beginning to wait. Yuan Yu, go and come back. I use Yuan Yu to strike the edge of Thunder Spirit Island, creating traces as if someone forcibly broke through the protective barrier of Thunder Spirit Island. If Jian Myohun does not appear in the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect for a few days, the sect will be in turmoil. Jin So-hei will inevitably relay Jian Myohun's words directly to the upper echelons of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. If the sect investigates and finds traces of someone breaking through Thunder Spirit Island's barrier, the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect will turn upside down, dispatching people in all directions to search for Jian Myohun. The Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect will be in chaos, and the high-ranking cultivators will all be out. In the meantime, I will move Jian Myohun's body to steal the Heavenly Lightning Banner. Now that the method of theft is prepared, what remains is the escape route. When they find out the Heavenly Lightning Banner has been stolen, Jin Byako will be furious and chase after me. It's naive to think that a precious immortal treasure like the heavenly lightning banner wouldn't have tracking spells on it, or that the people of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect wouldn't have learned methods to sense the heavenly lightning banner. No matter how well it's stolen, it's bound to be discovered eventually. Hence, securing an escape route is the most important. Then how and where to flee? The escape route is clear. Not outside the human race territory. Instead, I must go deeper into the human race territory. To the Human Race Grand Alliance's main headquarters, Heavenly Human Island. I will use the teleportation array meant for other races located in Heavenly Human Island to escape elsewhere. The first stop is the Light Spirit Pond in the Cold Spirit Race territory. I haven't had the chance to take care of Kim Yon in this life. In the beginning, living under Coatrial's watchful eye left me no room to breathe. After that, I was dropped into the lower realm because of Coatrial, and spent my days receiving teachings from Jang Ik. For Yon, I'm sorry. Anyway, since I didn't take care of her and didn't snatch her from the Mad Lord is likely still lurking around the Cold Spirit Race territory, cackling and toying with her. Near the Light Spirit Pond. Passing through the location where the Mad Lord resides, I will head towards the Earth Tribe territory. Doing so, even Jin Byako would not dare to chase me near the Mad Lord. And thus, stuffing the stolen Heavenly Lightning banner into Coatrial's jaws will accomplish this life's greatest goal. I clench my teeth and make a vow. No matter what, I'll land a blow on Coatrial. The method of theft is prepared. The escape route is secured. I've thought of how to handle the Heavenly Lightning banner. Of course, even after dealing with the Heavenly Lightning banner, if the true immortal who comes looking for it curses the golden divine Heavenly Thunder sect, there's nothing I can do. If it comes to that despite everything, then there's nothing I can do with my current capabilities. Alright, let's wait. Using the mysterious bizarre goo hidden within Jian Myohun's consciousness, I fully deploy the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts with Jian Myohun's body. Thus, I wait patiently under Thundercloud Peak. 7 days and nights pass. The golden divine heavenly thunder sect is turned upside down. Jian Myohun, who possesses the same talent as the sect's founding patriarch Yang Sujin, disappeared without a trace. The testimony of his lover Jin Sohei is even more shocking. The sect members thought Jian Myohun had run away for a while because he didn't want to marry the daughter of the integration stage Grand Cultivator. But according to Jin Sohei, Jian Myohun had left Thunder Spirit Island entirely. This led the elders of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect to investigate the barrier of Thunder Spirit Island, turning everything upside down once again. Traces were found that someone had forcibly broken through Thunder Spirit Island's barrier. Consequently, an emergency was declared throughout the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. 70 nascent soul and 33 heavenly being elders. Along with the supreme sect leader Jin Byako himself, the only 4-axis stage cultivator in the sect, personally set out to search for Jian Myohun. Thus, the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect is now left empty. I finally make my move. Now's the time. Wowung. I climb Thundercloud Peak with Jian Myohun's body and stand in front of the Thunder Tribute Hall where the Heavenly Lightning Banner is stored. Today, the Heavenly Lightning Banner will be in my hands. With this, may the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect not be struck by that terrible calamity. Near the Thunder Tribute Hall, I touch the shrine without any of the nascent soul stage elders guarding it noticing. Then, I begin to lay the circuits of the Mad Lord on the surface of the Thunder Tribute Hall, while remotely controlling Jian Myohun. Chijajeka. After a while, the Thunder Tribute Hall falls under my hands. I just need to go in and steal it, but the nascent soul stage elders nearby are bothersome. Although the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts can be fully utilized based on vision, it is too much for the weak consciousness of the mysterious bizarre goo to handle something like the formless sword. In other words, I can't knock them out or anything. Then, let's try to distract them with something else. I take out Yuan Yu. Buy me some time, Yuan Yu. Yuan Yu, which had been slumbering in my possession, transforms into a human form and stands up at my command. I continue to maintain the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts while remotely controlling Jian Myohun, and send Yuan Yu to the front of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. Over the past 50 years, reaching out to the dragon veins of the planet we had fallen on, I also brought Yuan Yu up to the nascent soul stage. The blood shadows that Yuan Li had scattered throughout the dragon veins near the heaven-treading desert were condensed through the dragon veins and merged again. Hence, even without a main soul, Yuan Yu condensed a nascent soul. More specifically, it's a form forced together with the mysterious bizarre Gu technique, but anyway, Yuan Yu had succeeded in reaching the nascent soul stage. Moreover, the body that Yuan Li painstakingly created for Yuan Yu seems to have superior talent to mine, already being at the mid-stage of nascent soul. Now show them. It feels like it's been a long time since I've seen it. Honestly, they are unpleasant techniques, but thinking of them as just techniques from a bygone past made me feel better. Blood demon suppressing sea light. As Yuan Yu forms a hand seal, crimson clouds of blood mist swirl around him. And then, Quaying, Yuan Yu's spell strikes the barrier of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect. The beginning starts now. With the sect's main forces out searching for Jian Myohun, and the golden divine heavenly thunder sect left empty. Will there really be anyone in the remaining golden divine heavenly thunder sect who can compare to Yuan Li in his prime? // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 209, Lightning Flash 3. Join the Discord for chapter updates and other stuff. What madness! Who dares to attack the golden divine heavenly thunder sect? It must be someone tired of living. 5 nascent soul stage elders quickly encircle Yuan Yu, with lightning flashing in their eyes. Upon seeing Yuan Yu's appearance, they take a gasp for a moment, then they each form hand seals to summon their Dharma treasures and prepare their spells. I watch them through Yuan Yu's perspective, feeling a remarkably fresh sensation. It's been a long time since I've faced ordinary human cultivators. When I was captured by the Mad Lord, it felt more like I was fighting the wonderfully mysterious fortress rather than directly confronting someone, since I was in the body of a puppet. In the Azure Heaven Creation sect, where everyone walked around shirtless enjoying physical combat due to their steel-like bodies, there were no users of Dharma treasures or spells. In this life, since I've been living among the demon race and not humans, I've been sparring with demon beasts who use their sturdy bodies instead of Dharma treasures and supernatural abilities instead of spells. Hence, facing cultivators who traditionally use Dharma treasures like this is a first in a long time. Strike down with Thunderbolt Banner. An elder with a long beard, seemingly enraged, swings a blue flag Dharma treasure and causes blue lightning to fall from the sky onto Yuan Yu. Blood Chain Binding Forest. In the next moment, Yuan Yu forms a hand seal, extracting red blood trees from the surrounding blood mist to create a barrier which the lightning incinerates. Starting with the bearded elder, the other elders also begin to cast their spells. To think you dare to fight against us, the 5-door immortal masters, you must be out of your mind. 5-door immortal masters. I watch their spells hit Yuan Yu through his perspective and smirk. So, you're the gatekeepers of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect's defensive barrier. In other words, if I keep you occupied here, there will be no one to guard the main gate of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect. There's an accomplice. Quaying. Before the so-called 5-door immortal masters can finish speaking, the puppets I summoned with the 1,000 lustrous forest sea cannon hit the main gate of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect once again. They are the mass-produced general seal puppets. Highly useful puppets capable of delivering nascent soul-level attacks swarm towards the entrance of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect, opening their mouths to shoot out general seal cannons. Jing. A strike from one general seal puppet shatters the main gate of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect, and the mass-produced general seal puppets swarm towards the broken gate. What is this? The 5-door immortal masters are flustered trying to stop the mass-produced general seal puppets, but Yuan Yu blocks them. You shall not pass. You damned thing, I can't even tell if you're a man or a woman. If you don't move aside, I'll split you in half and kill you. You shall not pass. I move Yuan Yu's body, smiling. Yuan Yu's eerily charming smile seems to shock the 5-door immortal masters once again, but they all furiously form hand seals. Die. Hem. Yuan Yu opens his mouth and starts spitting out Dharma treasures from his golden core. Zilling. Attacks aimed at Yuan Yu are all blocked by the 4 pagodas he spits out. Around Yuan Yu, Dharma treasures begin to emerge. 17 bone dagger Dharma treasures, a blood-colored spear Dharma treasure, a crystal skull staff, and the summoning wind, sacred blood leaf fan, among others. You shall not pass. Additionally, Yuan Yu calls forth a nascent soul stage ghost king from the blood clouds, forming hand seals with an eerie smile. Quaying. The next moment, one of Yuan Yu's daggers flies towards one of the 5-door immortal masters, battering his defensive spell and pure spiritual force protective aura. The defensive spell breaks, but the nascent soul's protective aura isn't penetrated, making Yuan Yu's dagger halt and hover in the air. However, the Ghost King summoned by Yuan Yu strikes down with his scythe on the 5-door immortal master, whose defensive spell had been shattered in the next moment. Jing! Once again, a shocking sound echoes, and Yuan Yu's attack successfully penetrates the opponent's protective aura this time around. Do you think you can defeat me? The protective aura shattered nascent soul elder forms hand seals, and transforms into a lightning serpent that opens its mouth towards Yuan Yu. Jade. Yuan Yu's dagger targets him, but it only leaves a small wound on his neck, dodging Yuan Yu's attack and striking next to Yuan Yu. Jing! That attack shatters the barrier created by Yuan Yu's pagoda Dharma treasures. Blood chain binding forest. Chiarlug. As Yuan Yu forms hand seals again, numerous blood trees grow around him, swinging their sharp branches and leaves at the nascent soul stage elders. Most of them move like lightning to dodge Yuan Yu's attacks, but their protective body force and defensive spells begin to falter. Blood spear. Above the summoned blood spear, the figure of a Ghost King holding the spear appears. The Ghost King, inhaling the blood mist from Yuan Yu, instantly elevates its realm to the nascent soul stage like the scythe-wielding Ghost King. With all its might, it thrusts at the opponent before it. Jing! Ugh! The thrust of the blood spear shatters one of the 5-door immortal master's spells and protective body force, tearing through his side. Under Yuan Yu's control, the Ghost King wielding the blood spear breaks through the 5-door immortal master's protective body forces and defensive spells, scattering spears in all directions. Bind. Padagigic. However, as a bald 5-door immortal master forms hand seals, chains of lightning bound the Ghost King. The Ghost King is neutralized in an instant, but Yuan Yu once again manipulates 17 bone daggers and scatters them in all directions. The momentum is chilling, and under Yuan Yu's manipulation, the daggers graze the nascent soul stage elder's skin, drawing blood droplets. Everyone be on your guard. This one is not to be underestimated. As long as we stay alert, this guy won't be able to beat us. The 5-door immortal masters seem to be pushed back by Yuan Yu, but then press on him in turn, gradually pushing him back. At some point, the coordination among the 5 nascent soul stage elders perfectly clicks, causing Yuan Yu to be fully exposed to their attacks. Quarrung. As the sound of thunder echoes, Yuan Yu is torn to shreds by the lightning. Left with only his golden core, he is targeted by the highest-ranking elder who shoots a lightning arrow and shatters Yuan Yu's golden core. Thus, Yuan Yu is killed. Phew, he was a tough one. Now we just need to capture his nascent soul, and it's over. It felt like fighting not 1, but 3 nascent soul stage cultivators. That just shows how powerful he was, now. And then, Chiarlug. The blood mist Yuan Yu had been spreading around begins to seep into the shattered golden core. Yuan Yu's golden core regenerates. And around the golden core, Yuan Yu's flesh begins to grow back. Wriggle, wriggle. The lumps of red flesh that wriggles like a collection of meat gather, transforming back into Yuan Yu's form. Thus, Yuan Yu is resurrected. You shall not pass. What is this? Seeing Yuan Yu resurrected in perfect condition, the 5-door immortal masters clench their teeth. Right, I had expected that the lifeline of someone who practices devilish arts might be a bit tougher. Devil cultivators, even in death, have learned many immortality skills. It's said that they have to be killed once, twice, sometimes even 3 times correct. Yuan Yu simply forms hand seals without expression. Let's kill him 3 times then, let's continue. Once again, the battle between the 5-door immortal masters and Yuan Yu commences. The golden divine heavenly thunder sect is in turmoil. The mass-produced general seal puppets I created are opening their mouths and shooting beams everywhere, collapsing numerous halls throughout the sect. To suppress the chaos, nascent soul and heavenly being stage cultivators flew out, beginning to smash the nascent soul stage puppets. As the mass-produced General Seal puppets shoot beams near Thunder Cloud Peak, even the elders guarding the Thunder Tribute Hall have no choice but to respond. Eventually, the nascent soul stage elder guarding the Thunder Tribute Hall frowns and swiftly descends to smash the mass-produced General Seal puppets. Taking advantage of the opportunity, I move Jeon Myo-hoon's body and sneak into the Thunder Tribute Hall through the gap. As expected, the hall's mechanisms are neutralized by the circuits of the Mad Lord, rendering them inactive. This is the Thunder Tribute Hall. Vast, though it looks small from the outside, the interior is as spacious as a grand palace's main hall. Space compression spell. I notice something at the far end of this vast hall that carries strong lightning energy and walk towards the other end of the hall. Fizz fizz. Some lightning attribute mechanisms seem to be activating, but somehow they are all absorbed into Jeon Myo-hoon's body without any reaction. Does lightning attribute energy just get absorbed by Jeon Myo-hoon without resistance? It seems to be the power of the heavenly golden thunder body. After an uncertain amount of time, passing through lightning attribute mechanisms that crumbled helplessly in front of Jeon Myo-hoon's body, I finally reach a large altar. On that altar flutters a bright golden flag. Kurung Kururung. This is the heavenly lightning banner. The heavenly lightning banner is enormous. It is not something that can be held and swung with hands. The pole of the heavenly lightning banner alone is bigger than 4 Jeon Myo-hoons put together. Fizz fizz. As Jeon Myo-hoon's hand touches the heavenly lightning banner, it vibrates wildly with a buzzing sound. Huh? However, I am startled looking at the heavenly lightning banner through the eyes of mysterious bizarre goo. This heavenly lightning banner. From the heavenly lightning banner, intent flows out as if it's a person. Is it alive? Wowung. As Jeon Myo-hoon touches the heavenly lightning banner, it sends out an intent of fear, vibrating wildly. It seems to greatly dislike being touched by Jeon Myo-hoon's hand. But despite its dislike and fear, once Jeon Myo-hoon grabs it, it fails to resist and quietly remains in his hand, showing its displeasure. Interesting. After looking at the artifact seriously, I take the heavenly lightning banner and head outside. The sect elders are still wrestling with the mass-produced General COs. Now, all I have to do is take the heavenly lightning banner outside and it's over. The main gate of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. Above it, 5 nascent soul stage elders affiliated with the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect, the 5-door immortal masters, are gasping for breath. Now he must be dead, right? We've already killed him 4 times, if he resurrects again. Despite their wishes, blood mist gathers in front of their eyes and Yuan Yu reveals himself once again. He's resurrected again. That blood mist is resurrecting him. But now the blood mist has almost run out if we kill him just one more time. That's when it happens. Yuan Yu raises the crystal skull staff. The next moment, as the crystal skull staff opens its mouth, the wounds that had been grazed by Yuan Yu's blood-red daggers widen, and the 5-door immortal master's life force begins to be absorbed towards Yuan Yu. No. This damn my life force. In a brief moment, the skull crystal staff closes its mouth, and Yuan Yu replenishes his energy from the skull crystal staff. As his energy is being replenished, Yuan Yu opens his mouth and releases an enormous amount of blood mist again, filling the surroundings. It's the life force absorbed from the 5 nascent soul stage cultivator. This damned thing. It's preserving its life with our life force. Please just die. The 5-door immortal masters, exhausted from the struggle to kill Yuan Yu after having their life force drained, attack him with a weary demeanor. I watch this scene from behind while waiting for Jeon Myo-hoon, who is coming this way using the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts. A little later. Did we get him? Around the time, the 5-door immortal masters kill Yuan Yu for the 6th time. Jeon Myo-hoon finally emerges from the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. Finally, I joyfully turn my gaze toward the heavenly lightning banner he is supposed to be carrying. But then I sense something off. It's invisible. To my eyes, it looks as though Jian Myohoon is just running with his hands clutching the air. What's going on? It's strange. Through the perspective of the mysterious bizarre goo possessing Jian Myohoon's body, it is clear that Jian Myohoon is indeed holding the heavenly lightning banner. But from my perspective, the heavenly lightning banner is invisible. How could this be? Confused, I reach out to touch where Jian Myohoon is supposedly holding the heavenly lightning banner. And then, Kirarung. I frown as I feel a tingling of lightning climbing up my hand. My hand is being scorched by the lightning. I continue trying to grasp the heavenly lightning banner despite the pain. However, the heavenly lightning banner still fails to be grasped. It isn't that my hand can't penetrate the lightning of the heavenly lightning banner. It's that when I try to grab where the heavenly lightning banner is, my hand only touches lightning. That's it. The essence of the heavenly lightning banner is lightning itself. As expected of an immortal treasure used by a true immortal, its material isn't any ordinary substance but lightning itself. I chuckle to myself as I realize the characteristics of the heavenly lightning banner. Through Jian Myohoon's eyes and vision it appears, but through my eyes and vision it's invisible. This means, as a disciple of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect, those who haven't learned the sect's lightning cultivation methods can't even touch, let alone see the heavenly lightning banner with the naked eye. An immortal treasure that can only be handled by those who have mastered the sect's techniques. That is the heavenly lightning banner. I look hopelessly toward Yuan Yu, who is fighting in the distance. Seeing Yuan Yu resurrect for the 7th time, the 5-door immortal masters are in despair. Don't resurrect 7 times. Just die already, you damn creature. It's time for you to die, please just die. I didn't expect this kind of pitfall. I've successfully stolen the heavenly lightning banner. However, I can't see the heavenly lightning banner with my naked eye, and since the heavenly lightning banner is made of lightning, grabbing it only results in catching bolts of lightning. Then, do I need to kidnap Jian Myohoon as well? Perhaps that's the best course of action. Yuan Yu, come back, we're leaving. It is then. Click. Someone appears silently behind me, touching my shoulder. A familiar voice follows, delayed by the sound of thunder. Kirarung. Thought I recognized you from somewhere. Aren't you the one with the nascent soul consciousness who ascended alone last time? I quickly turn around, calling Yuan Yu back to me. The familiar figure in golden robes, the 4-axis stage cultivator of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. The supreme sect leader, Jin Byako. First off, let's hear why you suddenly went crazy, placing a seal in my disciple's mind and touching the heavenly lightning banner. I swallow as I see Jin Byako, who had flown back to Thunder Spirit Island at the speed of lightning. His aura is definitely not inferior to that of the Azure Tiger Saint. Can I handle this? If it's just this, perhaps. As he reaches his hand out, the heavenly lightning banner naturally flies into Jin Byako's hand, resizing to perfectly fit his grip. The heavenly lightning banner has returned to Jin Byako's hand. It's not going to work. // Discord https://dsc.gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 210, Lightning Flash 4. Join the Discord for chapter updates and other stuff. In an instant, I swung the formless sword towards the sky almost instinctively. Boing! Jing! The formless sword, reaching treading heavens, cuts through the lightning falling from the sky. Bring Myohoon over here. Woung! Without giving me a chance to act, Jin Byako extends his hand, and a force of attraction emerges from it, pulling Jian Myohoon towards him. Holding Jian Myohoon's head, Jin Byako clicks his tongue and exerts force in his hand. Simultaneously, the mysterious bizarre goo I placed in Jian Myohoon's upper dantian burns away completely. ZZZT. Since it's a spell I created from a part of my consciousness, a sharp pain flows into my consciousness when the mysterious bizarre goo is burned. Now shall we have a talk? Why is it? The opponent is at the early stage of 4-axis, not having built even a single axis. Yet for some reason, I feel Jin Byako holding the heavenly lightning banner to be even more insurmountable than Jairyon or Cohrial. Weighing, I can see the intent flowing from the heavenly lightning banner, communicating with Jin Byako. The next moment, Jin Bayako swings the heavenly lightning banner again. Kirarung. The sky lights up brightly. The next moment, hundreds of lightning bolts fall towards me. This is insane. Kagagugu. Splash. I spit out blood and soar into the sky. The pure spiritual force that reached the nascent soul stage, the body refined by demon-beast methods, and the skin further strengthened by the black dragon's true blood. And the formless sword that reached treading heavens flowing through my entire body allowed me to barely survive. I look at the place where 100 bolts of lightning had fallen. Right in front of Jin Bayako. The very place I was just standing had become a gigantic valley. It isn't just a simple valley. A spatial rift. Each of those lightning bolts were equivalent to a strike from a 4-axis stage cultivator. Even so, I felt that Jin Bayako was not using his full power. I need to escape. As long as Jin Hyuk, who wields the heavenly lightning banner, there is absolutely no chance of winning. Payet. I cut through the air using the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts. Jin Bayako looks surprised for a moment when I disappear from in front of him, but soon smirks and swings the heavenly lightning banner again. And then, Kirarung. The entire sky turns blue, and the area within a 10-mile radius is filled with lightning. The record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts is not a teleportation technique, but is based on evading using the opponent's perception. In other words, it's useless in front of an area-wide technique that doesn't rely on perception. I control my trembling limbs and summon the black dragon's true blood. Crag. Black horns protrude from my forehead, and black scales appear in various places. Simultaneously, my hips bulge and a tail springs out while my limbs become sharp like those of a beast. Kagagugu. I summon dark clouds around me and flee rapidly riding on the clouds, tearing through space and entering the void using my vision of planes. Utilizing the flying escape technique of the Heaven tribe, the gliding technique of the Earth tribe, and becoming one with the formless sword of treading heavens, I flee away at lightning speed. However, a golden light begins to chase me from behind with the resounding sound of thunder. You think you can escape? A stern voice thunders through the void, and Jin Bayako chases after me with the speed of lightning. Boing! As he swings the heavenly lightning banner again, the empty void fills up with blue lightning. I grip my teeth and advance while being struck by lightning. However, the attraction force of a 4-axis stage cultivator pulls me towards him, and the distance between Jin Bayako and myself closes. This won't do. If things continue this way, I will really get caught and killed. Feeling the threat to my life, I fly towards the direction of Heavenly Human Island. Quarirung. Of course, I am struck by lightning several times in the process, and I have to fly desperately to survive. Is this how I die? The lightning scattered by Jin Bayako is truly terrifying. While the heavenly tribulation adjusts to my realm, Jin Bayako does not hesitate to sprinkle lightning at the 4-axis level, making it even harder to defend against. Quarirung. I'm struck by blue lightning in the void once again and laugh hollowly, half out of my mind. I thought if I were to die in this life, it would be at the hands of Coatreal. Unexpectedly, I never imagined dying at the hands of Jin Bayako, unable to even grasp the heavenly lightning banner. Had I at least held onto the heavenly lightning banner, preventing Jin Bayako from wielding it, I might have had a chance. But I was defeated by the unfairness that only those from the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect can wield the heavenly lightning banner. Well, this too, Kirarung, isn't bad. Anyway, I tried my best to do what I can. Just as my consciousness begins to sink downward, zilling, I hear or rather see something resonating in my head. What's this strain? Something is speaking to me. Strange voice. Huh? Startled, I open my eyes. I look behind me just in case. Sure enough, the voice comes from the direction Jin Bayako is chasing me. No, not a voice. It's some third new sense, akin to the vision of beyond the path to heavens and the vision of intent. Something that until now I had described as seeing and vision, as there was no way to describe this sense. In fact, it wasn't seeing but a sense of feeling. This voice is conveying its meaning to me in that manner. No, more precisely, I can hear the meaning of the voice. Is it because I possess the vision of treading heavens. I hear the words, "Save me," the words of the heavenly lightning banner. Save me. Indeed, I didn't hear it wrong. The heavenly lightning banner is continuously repeating the same message, asking to be saved. The heavenly lightning banner is speaking like that. My sixth sense whispers, "Speak to the heavenly lightning banner. That is the way to survive." He. Struck by lightning as I fall through the void, I stop in my tracks. Jin Bayako, who is chasing after me, lifts the heavenly lightning banner with a sneer. "Remarkable, you dare to stand against me holding the heavenly lightning banner." I focus my mind even more. I concentrate my consciousness on the heavenly lightning banner. I cannot see its form, but I can see its intent. That means heart language might work. I convey my intention to the heavenly lightning banner through heart language. "How do you want me to save you?" Immediately, the heavenly lightning banner replies, "Release me from the descendants of the golden deity. I cannot even grasp you, let alone see you with my naked eye. I will tell you my real name. Strongly think of my real name and grab me, then you might be able to grasp me." The real name of the heavenly lightning banner. There's no time to think. "Tell me." Through the intent of the heavenly lightning banner, its name is firmly imprinted in my mind. The essence of the great heavenly punishment, Jingli, political motivation. Jingli. As I deeply invoke the name of the heavenly lightning banner, I face Jin Bayako. There's only one chance. Crackle. Circuits of the Mad Lord are laid throughout my body. Yuan Yu, who I took while fleeing from Jin Bayako, also becomes blood body skin armor and melts into me. Looking at Jin Bayako, I open my mouth to probe him. "Do you, by any chance, know the true name of the heavenly lightning banner?" Hello? Seemingly surprised by my question, Jin Bayako laughs and says, "The heavenly lightning banner is just the heavenly lightning banner. What kind of nonsense are you spouting?" He doesn't know, but perhaps this is for the best. Even if I hold Jingli as an outsider, they won't be able to find out. It means I can catch him off guard for a moment. Anyway, why did you, who followed the Sea Dragon King, suddenly pop up and try to steal my disciple and the divine object of our sect? If you confess now, I might consider leniency. Confess, huh? I bitterly smile and face Jin Bayako head-on. Don't you realize the moment you arrived in the middle realm with the heavenly lightning banner, your golden divine heavenly thunder sect was fated for calamity? What? On the steel of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect's ancestor, Yang Sujin, floating in ascension path, it is written that one must not ascend with the heavenly lightning banner. Once you reach the 4-axis stage, you should be able to travel dimensions, so it wouldn't hurt to go back and check. What nonsense are you spouting now? As expected, it didn't get through. The content of Ascension Path steel has been passed down to our sect. To ascend with a calm heart, that's what the steel says. What does a thing like you know about it? What's this? It seems like he has a strange understanding of the steel's content. The transmission has been corrupted over time. As long as he believes what he knows is correct, there's nothing I can do. You know about the shrine where Yang Sujin's steel was enshrined. During the era Yang Sujin was alive, his shrine built in the central imperial kingdom fell to the heaven-treading desert, and the other half of Yang Sujin's steel also fell to the heaven-treading desert along with the shrine. And that was Yuan Li's Black Castle. I swear on the honor and integrity of the respected Sea Dragon King, Cohrial, my words are not false. To invoke the name of the Sea Dragon King. Upon mentioning Cohrial, Jin Bayako seems startled and furrows his brows. Are you saying that your theft of the heavenly lightning banner is also the will of the Sea Dragon King? Yes, exactly. The Sea Dragon King found an ancient record about Yang Sujin within the Earth Tribe territory. Based on that record and after some investigations, he concluded that the heavenly lightning banner should remain with the golden divine heavenly thunder sect and promptly dispatched me to retrieve it. Jin Bayako falls silent for a moment at my words. Then he shakes his head and shouts firmly, "That's a lie. The glorious and just Sea Dragon King Cohrial I know would have invited me honestly, shared the truth, and warned me. He wouldn't meddle and try to steal from another sect. As expected, he's not fooled. Without knowing the relationship Cohrial had with Jin Bayako, Hyo Guak, and Azure Tiger Saint, I can't properly fabricate a story. But that's okay. The mere fact that Jin Byako was shaken by the mention of Coatrial's words is enough. Yes, shaken is enough. Whoosh. The formless sword of treading heavens that envelops my entire body turns golden in an instant. I will revive it. The radiance of surpassing radiant saber. Fwaya. In an instant, I become a blade faster than lightning, a saber surpassing even the speed of light, and charge at Jin Byako. In that instant, as if time itself is split, I strongly envision the name Jingli while successfully grabbing the transparent flag in Jin Byako's hand. Crackle. Tremendous lightning surges, but unlike before, I definitely grasp its real form. Crack. Holding onto the heavenly lightning banner, I retreat and escape. Boom. In the blink of an eye. No, in fact, in an even shorter moment, I split the instant with the formless sword, turned surpassing radiant saber, and successfully stole the heavenly lightning banner. Azhoak. Whether it's the backlash from forcibly changing the formless sword, blood spurts from my 7 orifices, and my sturdy body is violently shaken. However, I have succeeded. Jin Byako's pupils tremble crazily, and I laugh maniacally as I cut space and re-enter the physical world. Phew. With dense spiritual energy around, heavenly human island is visible in the distance. Behind me, Jin Byako is furiously splitting space to follow. Holding the heavenly lightning banner, I head towards heavenly human island, laughing. Now I'm almost there. That's when it happens. Whisper, whisper, whisper. A whisper tickles my ears. It's the whisper of the heavenly lightning banner. What's the matter? What's happening? The heavenly lightning banner trembles as if moved and says, "Thank you for freeing me from the descendants of the golden deity who tormented me. Please, I ask for just one more request." A request? Call my name out loud. It's an extremely bizarre request. Is there something behind this? Wondering if the heavenly lightning banner is playing some trick on me, I look up at the sky to measure the celestial energy. There was nothing unusual. My fate is calm. Why do you want me to call your name? For the last tens of thousands of years, no one from the golden divine heavenly thunder sect has ever spoken to me. It was a time of profound loneliness. Please, I beg of you, call my name. Is it simply because felt lonely from not having its name called? I look at the celestial energy once more. Even after imagining myself calling its name, the celestial energy remains unchanged. Whether I call its name or not, there is no change in the celestial energy. Well, if it purely wants its name to be called. I nod, looking at the lonely intent of the heavenly lightning banner. Wowung. At the same moment, my body turns into a sword and pierces through the barrier of heavenly human island, entering into it. Now, all I have to do is to board the teleportation array to the light spirit pond. From there on, my plan will be practically complete. I soar towards the teleportation array leading to the light spirit pond. Arriving in front of it, I decide to grant the wish of the heavenly lightning banner. Todd. Standing on the teleportation array, I call the name of the heavenly lightning banner. Jingli. Simultaneously, I see Jin Byako chasing after me from afar and activate the teleportation array. Farewell, the heavenly lightning banner will be safely hidden by me. The light of the teleportation array flashes, starting its transportation. And then nothing happens. Ha ha ha, finally caught you, you damn thief. It really was a close call. Wowung. Jin Byako gasps for breath as he enters the inside of the teleportation array. Sweating coldly, I look around. The teleportation array isn't working. Since your claim of being under the Sea Dragon King also seems like a lie, I will first use the traditional punishment method of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect and impale you on a lightning pillar for 100 days. Then, look here, sect leader. Are you scared? But the crime of kidnapping a disciple and stealing the divine artifact of the sect. Sect leader. I shout out loud, trembling. Shutting. The light of the teleportation array is fading. Simultaneously, through the vision of the Earth tribe, I capture the flow of heaven and earth spiritual energy acting strangely. I knew you were crazy, but to scream in this situation. Gulp. Jin Byako stumbles as he approaches me, spewing out a mouthful of blood. Not just that. I too feel an increasing amount of blood spurting from my organs and my entire body's blood boiling. Something's wrong. The flow of yin and yang is entangled. The laws of the world are flowing wildly. Kwang! I swing my fist, breaking the ceiling of the teleportation array building, and look up at the sky. My eyes widen. The celestial energy, which had been fine until a moment ago, is twisting like crazy. Oh, thank you so much. I'm deeply grateful. In the next moment, endless words of gratitude echo from the heavenly lightning banner. Finally, I can return to my rightful master. What's this? Thank you very much. To speak a name out loud is to utter fate itself. The act of fate speaking has resounded through the 3,000 worlds. Now, my master can find me at any moment. This is it. Simultaneously, amidst the twisted flow of yin and yang, lightning energy begins to appear. It starts with static electricity circling the entire body. But the static electricity gradually intensifies, creating a powerful electric force. Soon, not only I but also all buildings and pedestrians above Heavenly Human Island begin to be engulfed in lightning. There. I sincerely regret learning the name of the Heavenly Lightning Banner. I shouldn't have carelessly uttered it. I have learned knowledge that should not have been carelessly known. Gulp. The sky splits in two and opens. Beyond the open sky, a gigantic eye that fills the entire sky begins to gaze down upon Heavenly Human Island. A true immortal from a faraway dimension begins to peer down upon this land in its true form. // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 212, The Clown and the Performance 1. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. It's surreal. I feel as if I'm submerged in water, floating through a bizarre illusion. It's a strange space. The boundaries between colors are blurred, and at the same time, numerous pieces of knowledge, history, and futures seem to float around me. I float aimlessly here, grasping onto my dazed consciousness. I lost consciousness facing the heavenly tribulation that fell upon Heavenly Human Island. But where am I now? As I try to regain consciousness and become aware of my surroundings, delicate, white, jade-like fingers caress my cheek. I express my gratitude to you. By uttering my name, you have allowed my Lord to find me more quickly, finally freeing me from the dreadful descendants of the golden deity. A soft voice. Someone with white hair and clothes made of lightning is stroking my head. You bear a fierce fate of heavenly tribulation. In recognition of your help, I shall bestow a blessing upon you. The entity whispers into my ear with a distant-sounding voice. And then I feel something imbue itself into my very being as I lose consciousness along with the entity's whisper. Flash. I open my eyes. I am surrounded by ashes. From my last memory, I remember the heavenly lightning banner invoking some sort of judgment with the power of the true immortal, scattering heavenly tribulation everywhere. Certainly, it is the Heavenly Human Island. But it's different from the Heavenly Human Island I know of. There is nothing left. The once thriving headquarters of the human race has all turned to a handful of ashes floating away. Everyone walking the streets is. Throb. Grrrrrrrr. I clutch my head. Images flood my brain of people praying, transforming into lightning, vaporizing, and being sucked up into the sky. Return. 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 Hayek. I scream, holding my head. Up until now, I have met true immortals a few times and even thought I could have a decent conversation with them. But at this very moment, I realize how arrogant, foolish, and naive that thought was. Return. Someone keeps whispering in my ear, over and over. I want to kneel down and pray right then and there. Only that would bring relief. But, no. I barely control my body and stand up. Huff. Cold sweat drips down. Encountering the other true immortals had been painful to recall, but recalling them didn't pose a burden in itself. Only now do I realize. It was all because I was facing merely avatars, or remnants of consciousness within a drop of blood. What I saw today was the true body. A true immortal revealing itself without any consideration for mortals is indescribably horrifying. Return. Haheya. I'm startled by the voice echoing in my ears. Not just startled, but terrified. What is this? My fingertips flicker, shimmering with a blue light. It's electricity. The nature of lightning flickers at my fingertips. But it isn't just emitting spiritual energy with lightning properties. What terrifies me is that my fingertips are slowly transforming into electricity. Return. As the whispering continues, the range of the transformation slowly expands. Huff, huff. I sweat coldly, twisting a strained smile. Really, this life hasn't been easy. The fingertips transforming into lightning will disperse and vanish if not supplied with spiritual energy. I can feel it clearly. This lightning consuming my body will eventually devour even my nascent soul, completely turning me into lightning itself and scattering me. It isn't about becoming a spirit of lightning or evolving into another being. Literally, it's about returning to a more magnificent being as a streak of lightning. Merely cutting off my hand won't solve the problem. Return. As long as the whispers stay in my ears, even if I change bodies, this symptom will keep recurring. Will the whispering continue until my entire body and nascent soul is completely turned into lightning? It's absurd. What is terrifying is that this isn't necessarily done with malice by the true immortal. The target of the true immortal's malice was the golden divine heavenly thunder sect. I clearly remember the energy of heavenly tribulation flying towards the direction of the golden divine heavenly thunder sect. The golden divine heavenly thunder sect was not to return to the true immortal, but was to be reduced to ashes and perish entirely. Thus, this phenomenon isn't because the true immortal harbored malice and cursed me. It happened merely because I had directly gazed at the true immortal's true body. Just once, when the true immortal first pushed its gigantic eyeball into the sky, that one brief glance that was less than a second. That one glance caused this phenomenon. Return. Out of nowhere, I've become terminally ill. Judging by the pace at which my fingertips are slowly being consumed, my lifespan is at most a year. At the shortest, around 100 days. Suddenly, I burst into laughter, finding everything absurd. What in the world is this? Was it a mistake to choose Cohl from the start? Nothing has been going right in this life. In the beginning, I was merely used by Cohl. I vowed revenge and spent time in the lower realm, but being in the lower realm, I couldn't exert any significant influence. Even after coming back up, my plan to steal the heavenly lightning banner failed completely. Then, after checking the celestial energy and thinking there would be no problems, I carelessly called out a name and ended up with a terminal condition. Really? Full of misfortune. I'm going insane. I sigh, looking at my fingertips that are fizzling and dispersing. What should I do? I have at most a year left with this terminal curse. Within that time, can I possibly achieve anything? No, before that. What should I do? I chuckle vacantly. Discovering the secrets of the dragon race, including Cohl and the Black Dragon King. Checking on Ohio's situation. Stealing the heavenly lightning banner. All failed. I haven't achieved any of the goals I set for this life. So what more should I do? What more can I do within this short, terminal life? Perhaps it's not so bad to just wait for death to come slowly. Yes, let's just comfortably give up like this. Just, no. I shake my head at the voice that came from within. That's not it. What can I possibly do? No, that's not the question to ask. Don't question, stand up. Crack. Though I haven't achieved anything in this life. That doesn't mean it's worthless. It's a miserable life, but still, it's better than being a puppet of the mad Lord. At least now my heart is beating, my body is moving, and I can act on my own will. Huff. Despite the despair of achieving nothing, despite living a life of repeated failures. Still, I am alive. Then, the very fact of being alive means I can do something. I shake off the shadows looming in my mind and stand up. Yes, there's still one thing left to do. Cohl's purpose, Ohio's whereabouts, the theft of the heavenly lightning banner. Besides these, there is one more thing I aim to do. Cohl's marriage. More precisely, the promise I made to be a witness to the vast cold oath between Cohl and Jaireon. There is still an opportunity to keep that promise. Jaireon still has the vast cold oath. That means Jayubik and Coatrial still have unresolved issues between them. Witnessing how their relationship, their karma, ends. That task is still left for me to do. My life has been full of failures. It is also a life that will end in a year. Then let's at least fulfill that promise within that remaining time. To the Earth Tribe territory, let's go. I soar into the sky. To the Earth Tribe territory, let's settle their relationship. After all, a story started must be seen to its end. Thus, I decide to spend the last of my remaining life keeping my promise with Jairion. And somehow or another, I vow to give Coatrial a piece of my mind within that final moment. I activate the teleportation array to the Light Spirit Pond in Heavenly Human Island. When dealing with a madman, one must become a madman. First off, I intend to meet the Mad Lord. Earth Tribe True Dragon Alliance. Near the serving command arc, Cloud Heart Lake. Near that Cloud Heart Lake, a building inspired by the immortal demon tower of the serving command arc is erected. The tower's core formation realm master, Ma1 Demon Ape, recruited musicians and dancers like the demon immortal tower, and soon 2 applicants appeared. What's your name? UHWA. And your specialty? I can play the zither. One is UHWA. She quickly passes the audition with her zither playing skills. Ma1 was moved by UHWA's performance to the point of being stirred. Amazing, a great talent has come. With UHWA alone, my Demon Ape Pavilion can become a popular place among the nearby demon races like the Immortal Demon Tower. Filled with hope, Ma1 accepts UHWA and then interviews the next applicant. What's your name? Jayubik. And your specialty? Dancing. You're a bit terse. What are you going to do about it? The next applicant, Jayubik, has a prickly personality, making it difficult for Ma1 to handle. Judging by her appearance, she doesn't seem to have a spiritual vein, almost like a slave race. What makes her act like this in front of me, a core formation demon? Though taken aback by Jayubik's attitude, Ma1 decides to see her dance. UHWA may be excellent, but honestly there are no other applicants besides these 2. I should at least check her skills. However, as soon as Jayubik starts to move, Ma1 exclaims in amazement. It's like watching a majestic dragon. Her movements are strictly those of dragon form soaring claw, but Ma1 recognizes Jayubik's martial arts as a dance due to her splendid movements. By the time Jayubik's dance demonstration ends, Ma1 has made up his mind. These 2 must be secured. Although Ma1 is a core formation stage demon, he has a weak and frail body, unable to fight or work properly. Ordinary tower masters buy weaker races sold as slaves in the slave market and exploit their talents to run their establishments. However, Ma1, having not a spirit stone to his name, has to bring in employees instead of slaves. Do you have any desired salary conditions for joining my Demon Ape Pavilion? After accepting Jayubik and UHWA, Ma1 calls them to negotiate their wages. I intend to accommodate whatever demands as much as possible. After all, they're probably from slave races who haven't even reached chi gathering, let alone chi building, so they won't have big demands. From Ma1's perspective, they are almost free labor, so he speaks as if he will support them with anything to keep their spirits up. At that, Jayubik looks at Ma1 with a sullen gaze and asks, "Do you have the means to meet those demands?" Of course, is there something you want? 100 caddies of high-grade clarity crystals, a bundle of top-quality demon fire grass, and at least mid-grade black essence fragrance are given as basics, right? What? These are items even slaves receive in Immortal Demon Tower. Don't they get provided here? No, wait. Setting aside clarity stones and demon fire grass, black essence fragrance is something you can't even get without being at the nascent soul stage. What exactly are you asking for? Can't you do even this? Jayubik tilts his head, seemingly not understanding for a moment. Upon receiving a signal from UHWA with her eyes, she sighs and nods. Fine, I'll drop my greed, then let's lower the standard a bit. For a while, Jayubik and Ma1 struggled to find a compromise. Damn, if it weren't for her fantastic dancing skills, I would have turned this slave race into pill right away. She wants too much considering she's just a slave. When Jairion was alive, I lowered the standard to the treatment of the eastern beasts in front of Jairion, and they can't even fulfill this. It's no different from the lower realms. I lowered the standard to what the slave races in the east of Jairion's territory received when she was alive, and yet they can't even fulfill that. This is no different from the lower realms. The two demons, despite being dissatisfied with each other, reluctantly make a contract. Afterwards, UHWA and Jayubik head to the lodging assigned to them. I don't like this. After seeing her room, Jayubik clicks her tongue and enters. UHWA follows, laughing. To Miss Jayubik, it may not be satisfactory, but for a poor core formation stage demon, this is quite a decent room. Don't act friendly, Heart Tribe. I've tolerated you because you were with Seo Yun Hyan, but I still find the existence of the Heart Tribe unpleasant. Oh my. Now that Miss Jayubik has also, albeit incompletely, entered the last quarter, you're officially a member of the Heart Tribe, are you not? HMPH. Jayubik ignores UHWA and enters the room, with UHWA following her and continuing the conversation. I understand you don't like me, but have you made up your mind? Jayubik sighs and sits at the table of the room assigned to her. Over the past month, while returning from the Heaven-Earth Palace to the Earth Tribe territory, Jayubik tried to sort out her feelings for Seohrial. But her feelings for Seohrial are still unclear. She despises him intensely, yet memories of deep affection are deeply missed. She has no clue how to deal with him. I don't know. Would you like to see him from a distance at least? What if he recognizes me? It might be a bit cruel, Miss Jayubik, but Seohrial will not associate you with Jairion when he sees you. What does that mean? Well, yes. Jairion lets out a hollow laugh. The sturdy scales, powerful teeth, slender body, and even her cultivation. She has lost it all. Though the appearance of the transformed body is the same, that is it. If she covers her transformed body's appearance and looks from afar, Seohrial will never recognize her. If I see him, can I sort out my feelings? She ponders for a moment, placing her hand on her stifling heart. It's uncertain. I'm not even sure if I can see Seohrial sober. Perhaps she might rush at him in a frenzy the moment she sees his face. Eventually, after a brief consideration, Jairion shakes her head. Forget it, I don't think I can control myself. That's so. Anyway, I also need to check on Seohrial's situation and what happened to my disciple, so I'll go regardless. Yay, I have places to visit near the serving command arc anyway. Places to visit. Jayubik shrugs. I might have taken a job in disguise near where Seohrial lives, but honestly, I have no intention of really dancing and singing in such a place. There are few resources around serving command arc suitable for core formation stage cultivators, so I'm going to retrieve them. Well, I enjoy playing music, so it doesn't matter how long I stay here. All right then. After all, the more resources, the better. As she's about to leave Jayubik's room with a smile, UHWA suddenly feels something odd and looks back at Jayubik. But Miss Jayubik wouldn't even consider anything less than nascent soul stage materials like black essence fragrance. Why did Miss Jairion store merely core formation stage materials near serving command arc when she was alive? Jayubik answers nonchalantly. It wasn't me who stored them. Excuse me. There was a pet demon beast that Seo Yun Hyan was raising. He was looking for cultivation resources for it, so I gave him some suitable core formation stage resources. I heard the location from Seo Yun Hyan, so if I go there I should find them. Daoist Seo, raising a pet demon beast is unexpected. He claimed it wasn't a pet but a friend, but well, given the difference in their cultivation, it's pretty much a pet. Seo Yun Hyan left it near serving command arc before we fell to the lower realm. I wonder if it has reached Chi building by now. A friend, huh? What species is that demon beast? At Yuhwa's question, Jayubik seems to think for a moment. It seemed like some kind of long worm, a centipede, I think. That should be right. And Seo Yun Hyan named it, if I remember correctly, Hong Fan, great plan. // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 213, The Clown and the Performance 2. Join the Discord for chapter updates, donations. Whoosh! Cutting through the vast mountain ranges and forests of the True Dragon Alliance, a figure is flying through the air, stepping on the void. It's Jayubik. Flying through the air is not as difficult as I thought. It's just a matter of adding a bit more skill to the gliding technique, that is, in Jairion's memories. Seo Yun was surprised that Jayubik had an unexpected talent, but from Jayubik's perspective, it was nothing more than a rehabilitation exercise. Jayuryon, who was supposed to become a dragon king of the integration stage, died, and the remnant that is Jayubik isn't even at the level of a core formation stage of the Heart tribe, which honestly did not please her. If there is such a thing as talent, why can't I even enter the realm of beyond the path? From Jayubik's standpoint, it's shameful that she, with her experience nearing the integration stage, cannot even reach the realm corresponding to the core formation stage of the Heart tribe. Just as the saying goes, at the extremes, enlightenment is shared. She thought that to some extent, her experiences would resonate with the realm of the Heart tribe. Indeed, up to the ultimate pinnacle that Seo Yunhyan mentioned, Jairyon's experiences were applicable. However, from the realm of beyond the path to heavens onwards, it was infuriatingly incomprehensible. She couldn't understand what was being said. Somehow, by using the vast cold oath, she managed to half-step into beyond the path to heavens, but that was applicable only when facing Seo Atrial. She realized she could not reach the realm of beyond the path. Do I have to yearn and yearn again? She is indeed yearning. But whether Jayubik is yearning out of hatred for Seo Atrial or out of love for him, she cannot tell. She is yearning, but she doesn't know for what. That's why she can't reach the realm of beyond the path. The manifestation of the Heart tribe is just too alien. While there are aspects that resonate with the enlightenment of the heaven and earth tribes, the manifestation of the Heart tribe is far too irregular compared to the specific rules of the heaven and earth tribes' methods. Even UHWA and Seo Yunhyan, masters of the Heart tribe, said they had never seen someone create a treading heavens that only worked for one person using the vast cold oath. The heaven collapsing esteemed one had seen it once or twice, but when she asked for an explanation, he said the situation was too different for Jayubik and refused to explain. There are no rules to it and it's too alien. Indeed, even when she was Jayuryon, she thought of the Heart tribe as such alien beings. Just too alien. Jayubik, when she was a prospective dragon king in the times of Jayuryon, knew one fact about the heaven, earth, and Heart tribes and true immortals. There are heaven immortals corresponding to the heaven tribe and earth immortals, that is, immortal beasts corresponding to the earth tribe. However, there was nothing like that for the Heart tribe. She had never heard of any existence at the level of true immortals corresponding to the Heart tribe. Even more astonishing was that, when she was young, she met a sacred master of the sacred vessel stage. Even sacred master Beek-woon did not know what true immortals corresponding to the Heart tribe are called, or whether they exist or not. It's as if they didn't originally exist, but then someone forcibly inserted them into the flow of history. Too bizarre. Thinking this, Jayubik continued to airstep, heading towards the resource warehouse of Seo Yunhyan's pet demon beast. Swoosh. A while later, Jayubik arrived in front of a large waterfall near the serving command arc. The waterfall was neatly divided into white and black streams falling down, with a dark cave faintly visible behind it. This place held the stored resources. Since the other members of the Golden Dragon race had come and collected the resources and her belongings after Jayuryon died, she had no choice but to search for this resource warehouse for Seo Yunhyan's pet demon beast. Of course, if I go to the Golden Dragon race, I could be recognized as Jayuryon and treated as a member of the dragon race. A 4-axis stage cultivator can be resurrected once, or in a few special cases, more than twice. This does not refer to those who have some remnants of their nascent soul or golden core left, but to those who have truly died, their nascent souls collapsed. Of course, resurrection after the nascent soul had collapsed meant reviving at a stage lower than nascent soul. Still, being able to resurrect and accumulate cultivation again is enough for those at the 4-axis stage and above to be treated as formidable beings. Some demon races do not resurrect after death because they miss the proper time for resurrection or do not wish to be resurrected. Yet there are exceptions. Despite not wanting to resurrect, those with a desire for life or unresolved resentment sometimes had parts of their spirit resurrected, thanks to the immense life force of a 4-axis stage cultivator. They were commonly referred to as fragments, or by the derogatory term leftovers. This is because they are beings born not from an official resurrection, but from the obsession of a 4-axis cultivator, and thus often resurrected in a body incapable of proper cultivation. How these remnants are treated varies by race, depending on whether they are honored as the four-axis cultivator they once were or simply as remnants. The Golden Dragon clan, which Jaiuryon belongs to, is a race that accords the same respect to leftovers as to the four-axis stage cultivator themselves, due to the significant amount of the cultivator's memories they retain. Therefore, when a leftover is born within the Golden Dragon clan, they are often given the role of teaching the young dragons, assigning them many duties. Jaiubik, too, would likely have been honored in this way. But she does not want that. Even if she wanted to, if Seo Atrial found out she had resurrected in the form of a leftover, he would come to kill her. First, I'll meet Seo Atrial again someday. Meet Seo Atrial again, settle her feelings properly and face the end. Whether to strike Seo Atrial or to quietly meet death at his hands. That is what Jaiubik wants. And for that, she has to find and eat even the feed for Seo Yunhyan's pet demon beast. I don't expect to achieve much with just core formation stage elixir, but at least I can elevate my spiritual meridians to the chi building stage and circulate pure spiritual force within my body. Just being able to circulate pure spiritual force within her body will allow her a significant increase in strength. Of course, she finds it laughable that she is struggling to obtain the power of the chi building stage which she could have crushed with her toe before. But what can she do? She decides not to think about whether it's funny or not and searches the cave. Seo Yunhyan said he placed a barrier around here. She gropes around for the barrier Seo Yunhyan supposedly set up. Soon, she notices a place where the flow of spiritual energy twists. Even though she has become a leftover, the vision of the Earth tribe remains. She follows the flow of spiritual energy and launches a strike. Boing! As she slashes through the air, the strike from her hand touches the weakest part of the spiritual energy flow, dismantling the barrier. Hem? She sighs slightly as she looks at a few insect feed pellets, several tens of kilograms of spirit stones, and core formation stage spiritual herbs and fruits in front of her. He said he filled it a lot, but it's not much. The resources are laughably scant. If she had been presented with these resources during her time as Jaiuryon, she would have considered it an insult. But she decides to be grateful for even this much, and picks up one of the nearby spiritual fruits to eat. That's when it happens. Ta-da-da-da-da. A strange sound echoes, and something enters the cave. Jaiubik tenses up and glares at the newcomer. Soon after, it reveals itself. It's a centipede large enough to fill the interior of the cave. The centipede's eyes meet with Jaiubik's. They look at each other for a moment, and just as Jaiubik ponders whether to attack the centipede or not, words come out of the centipede's mouth. Who is missed to be stealing from someone else's warehouse? The tone is unexpectedly polite. So you are an acquaintance of Master. But Jaiubik came out of the cave and sat down to talk with the giant centipede, Hong Fan. Surprisingly, Hong Fan readily believed Jaiubik's words and nodded. If you are an acquaintance of Master, you are always welcome. Feel free to take anything you want. Anyway, these items haven't been of much use to me since I reached the core formation stage. Core formation. Jaiubik looks up at Hong Fan and asks, the last time I saw you as a baby, you had just reached the early stages of chi refining. You remember my childhood, so you must be a long-time acquaintance of Master. Well, you could say that, but to think that centipede reached the core formation stage in just a few decades. Jaiubik looks at the centipede demon beast in front of her with astonishment. However, the centipede demon beast just laughs heartily, as if unaware of Jaiubik's bewildered feelings. It's nothing special. I possess a magic artifact that enhances the spiritual nature within my body. With the help of an external divine object, it's only natural. Swoosh! The centipede wriggles its many legs, and after a while pulls out a long pipe from between its carapaces. It's a magic artifact called the immortal demon bamboo. Just one inhale enhances spirituality and improves the qualities of a demon race. Master gave me this magic artifact. Immortal demon bamboo. Jaiubik is startled as she watches Hong Fan sucking on the immortal demon bamboo. It is an item she recognizes. As far as I know, that magic artifact helps demon beasts condense their spirituality, but continuous use can lead to toxicity and death by poisoning, which is why its production was banned a long time ago. I guess I have a strong resistance to poison because it doesn't affect me at all. Whoosh! Hong Fan sucks on the bamboo pipe, inhales the smoke, then exhales it again while laughing heartily. Jaeubik watching Hong Fan is puzzled. With your capabilities, you could have easily escaped any restrictions Seo Yun-hyun might have placed and find your freedom. What kind of loyalty keeps you serving Seo Yun-hyun? Woosh. Laughing, Hong Fan smokes from the pipe again. You misunderstand. Master hasn't placed any restrictions on me. It's my choice to call and serve him as my master. My earliest memory is of naturally climbing onto Master's body, and he accepted me. The exhilarating memories of ascension with Master are still deeply engraved in my mind. Is it simply because Seo Yun-hyun took care of you since you were young? No, around the time I gained spirituality and intelligence, I realized my fate. I was born to assist and protect Master. I felt that was my fate. The Earth tribe felt fate, even during the Chi refining stage. It might be hard to believe, but it's true. That's unique. Does Seo Yun-hyun know about this? How could he? Master suddenly went missing during my Chi refining stage. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Master for decades. Where is Master, and what has he been doing? Faced with Hong Fan's peculiar stream of thought, Jaeubik feels a sense of oddity. I can't understand this Earth tribe demon beast talking about fate during the Chi refining stage. And he still follows Seo Atrial, whom he hasn't seen in decades, and calls him Master. Jaeubik finds the centipede demon beast, Hong Fan, quite extraordinary. When Seo Yun-hyun returns to the Earth tribe territory, I'll make sure he explains where he's been. Anyway. Jaeubik points to the cave and asks. Seo Yun-hyun mentioned that this cave was originally filled with core formation stage spirit fruits and herbs. Did you eat them? Yes, that's correct. Thanks to Master, I've never lacked cultivation resources. That's Seo Yun-hyun. Did he tell you how to disable the barrier before he left? No. I observed the flow of the barrier and figured out how to dismantle the formation myself. You figured out how to dismantle the formation yourself. As Jaeubik converses with Hong Fan, she is convinced. This guy has tremendous talent. Hong Fan is a genius. Jaeubik can't help but be certain of this as she talks with him. 2 months passes. After meeting Hong Fan, Jaeubik consumed the spirit medicines prepared by Seo Yun-hyun for Hong Fan and recovered her pure spiritual force. Meanwhile, Ma-won was preparing to open the pavilion, and UHWA had been investigating Seo Atrial's movements and the overall situation of the Earth tribe. During this time, Seo Yun-hyun finally returned. It's been a while. Yes, did you manage to accomplish what you intended to do in the human race territory? Not very well, but there were some achievements. Oh, and I'd like to introduce someone. Behind Seo Yun-hyun, a small winged figure follows. // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 214, The Clown and the Performance 3. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. I introduce UHWA and Jaeubik to the companion who came with me. Click, click, click. It's a puppet of the Mad Lord. The puppet, resembling the Mad Lord and at the nascent soul stage with bee wings on its back, is something I had seen in a previous life when I was chased by the Mad Lord and committed suicide. The puppet, clicking beside me for a while, suddenly starts biting its own arm like crazy and begins to rave. Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial, where are you? Where is Seo Atrial? Where is Seo Atrial? Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial, Seo Atrial. Seeing the suddenly raving puppet, Jaeubik frowns. What is this unpleasant toy? It's not a toy, this is. I point at the puppet shouting for Seo Atrial. A communication network directly connected to Seo Atrial's archenemy. Seo Atrial's archenemy. Yes, let me introduce you. This person is known as Mad Lord Jo Yeon, a puppeteer cultivator who Seo Atrial most dreaded before he ascended in the lower realm. Jaeubik shows little reaction, but UHWA, on the other hand, jumps back in shock. Mad Lord Jo Yeon, the one with a notorious reputation not only in the Earth tribe but also in the Heaven tribe territory. It seems that after arriving in the Earth tribe territory, UHWA had looked into the recent trends of the Earth tribe and the situation in the bright cold realm, including information about the Mad Lord. UHWA, while fearful of the infamous Mad Lord's reputation, seems intrigued by the artificial soul contained in the puppet, unable to take her eyes off the Mad Lord's puppet. I have gone through great lengths to persuade the esteemed Mad Lord to face Coatreal, securing his assistance for this time. However, he moves as he pleases, so we couldn't set a date. But the Mad Lord will come to the Earth Tribe territory in 103 days from now and start bombing Coatreal's location at Cloud Heart Lake. Upon hearing my words, UHWA seems interested while Jayubik has a complicated expression. Then, let's plan how to lure Coatreal and trap him in the remaining 103 days. Sounds good. Let's do that. Thus, UHWA, Jayubik, and I started planning against Coatreal together. After the meeting, I left the pavilion. By now, the sky has turned to night. Sigh. After seeing UHWA and Jayubik and having an intense meeting, I finally sigh, feeling relieved from the crisis. I really thought I was going to be modified. The Mad Lord was surprisingly logical. It's just that his logic is that of a madman's, not quite fitting with the world. He's a cultivator who would listen to anything as long as it aligns well with his mad logic. Oh ho, what's this? To come to my wonderfully mysterious fortress on his own, what do you think, my dear? This fellow has come on his own seeking an opportunity for evolution. As long as it's possible, let it be a splendid. Greetings, esteemed Mad Lord. I have come to make a proposal. Let's see, you said your name is Seo Yunhyan, correct? General Seo, Prince Seo, Duke Seo, choose whichever you like. The sir perhaps know that Dragon King Seo has found a lover. I am preparing to marry off Coatreal this time. If the wedding proceeds and he becomes a husband to the person he loves, perhaps even Coatreal, with his filthy heart essence, might become a slightly better being, don't you think? What? The Dragon King is about to get married. I invite you to the wedding, Sir Mad Lord, to come and help Coatreal become husband and wife with his loving partner. Coatreal is getting married. Then of course I'll have it to he'll fefan alafan somyon he'll love is very good. Delighted at the thought of personally marrying off Coatreal, the Mad Lord agreed to come to the Earth Tribe territory on the set day to assist with Coatreal's wedding ceremony. Then let us meet on that day. Communication can be done through this puppet. Also, I have always admired the Mad Lord's puppetry, so I would like to learn from the Sir's disciple. Could you permit your disciple to accompany me until the day of the event? Sir Mad Lord, you, while talking about Coatreal, cunningly pushed the conversation about your own evolution to the back. So, which one will you choose among General Seo, Prince Seo, and Duke Seo? I will borrow the disciple. From now on, let's communicate through this puppet. After that, I managed to escape from the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress with Kim Yon, and somehow made it to the Earth Tribe territory. Fortunately, by keeping in touch with the Mad Lord through the stolen puppet and exchanging opinions, the Mad Lord was indeed determined to personally oversee Coatreal's marriage in 103 days. We've succeeded in drawing in the Mad Lord, so what remains is for us to plan and extract what we want from Coatreal. Now, it's just a matter of coordinating what each of us wants. With that thought in mind, I approach someone standing far away, gazing at the distant moon while dressed in a light pink palace attire next to the Demon Ape Pavilion. It's Kim Yon. Yona, aren't you cold? Yes. Let's go inside. I had succeeded in rescuing Kim Yon from the Mad Lord's grasp. However, the state of Kim Yon is strange. Her consciousness had retreated back into her skull and would not come out. Her eyes are dull and cloudy, and she does not speak a word. She continuously plays with small puppet toys in front of her, manipulating them for her amusement. Decades. The result of leaving Yon in the Mad Lord's care and neglecting her for decades. Kim Yon has developed mental issues again. It was beyond my control not to contact her in this life because of Coatreal, but that's all just an excuse. Even under Coatreal, if I had thought harder, there might have been a way to contact her. The distance was too far to use mysterious bizarre goo, and to communicate over that distance would require a ritual, which is why I left her alone for too long to avoid arousing Coatreal's suspicion. I sit next to Kim Yon, who resists going inside, and watch her play with the puppet toys for a while. After some time, she leans tiredly against my shoulder and falls asleep. I gently embrace her with one arm. Crackle, crackle. Suddenly, I see the tips of my fingers turning into electricity and vaporizing. The remaining time, 103 days. It's possible that my whole body could vaporize within that short period. Let's make it a goal to awaken Kim Yon within that time. If I continue to speak to her heart essence through the sea of righteousness and mountain of grace, perhaps it might be possible. I pick up the peacefully sleeping Kim Yon and enter the temporary shelter I made nearby. Afterward, I come back outside the shelter to greet a guest who is waiting for me. "Welcome, Hongfan," I ask, looking at the giant centipede that has grown much larger than I remembered. The feeling of intent is definitely that of Hongfan, but the creature has grown unexpectedly large. "Have you been well in the meantime, master?" Yeah, you are." I hesitate for a moment, observing Hongfan emitting the energy of the core formation stage. "Have you reached the core formation stage?" "Yes, that's correct. I was able to reach this realm using the resources you left in the storeroom, master." "How did you open the storeroom?" Decades ago, I had never taught Hongfan, who had the consciousness level of a 3 or 4-year-old child, how to undo the barriers on the storeroom. I dismantled the formation and went in. It was easy. Yes. I muttered to myself, realizing the extent of Hongfan's capabilities. This creature is a genius. Before its intellect awakened, I just thought of it as a mere centipede, but after awakening, it turns out to be such a tremendous genius. I might even fall behind Hongfan in cultivation if I'm not careful. "So what brings you here?" "Since you've arrived, master, it's natural that I come to see you." "No, besides that, I'm not your master. It'd be better if you address me properly. Just call me Seo Yun Hyan." "How could I do that to you, master? From the first day I saw master, it was my fate to live for you. Please allow me to serve you as my master." "What is this all about?" Setting aside the Earth tribe's ability to see fate, it's almost impossible for the Heaven tribe to look into their own fate so precisely. In short, Hongfan's words are not really about seeing into fate, but rather a metaphor, indicating how much he wants to serve me. "No, but why suddenly serve me?" Of course I am perplexed. "Because of the serving command seal." Thinking about it, the serving command seal which brings fortune chose Hongfan. In a way, Hongfan can be considered a source of fortune for me. Is it simply because we met through the fortune of the serving command seal? That seems to be the only explanation for now. All right, later if you're still serving me, please tell me a more proper reason. I have told you already. Well, if I find such a reason later, I'll let you know. Is that why you came to see me today? That, and I also wanted to ask where Master have been all this time and what happened. It's going to be a bit of a long story, all right. I sat next to Hongfan and told him about various things. About being betrayed along with Jayuryon by Seo Atrial and falling to the lower world. How I somehow achieved ascension again in the lower world along with Jayubik, the fragment of Jayuryon. How I went to the golden divine heavenly thunder sect and met a true immortal. Crackled crackling. I raise one hand and say, "And that's how my hand ended up like this." "How could that be?" Hongfan looks at my fingertips, and at the fluttering other arm, he sighs with a gulp. "That's right. Already, my left hand has completely vaporized into electricity and scattered, and my right hand is also starting to vaporize from the fingertips. I am already dying. Return." The whisper of the true immortal still echoes in my ears. "Master, you must not pass away." What can I do? It's the price for daring to steal a glance at the true immortal's jade body. Well, think of it positively. At least through the heavenly lightning banner, I received what you could call a blessing from the true immortal. Though this state is almost like a curse, my affinity for the lightning attribute significantly increases while being eroded by lightning. Return. Every time this ridiculous whisper echoes, my body vaporizes into lightning. It's a frightening and terrifying experience, but there are also fascinating aspects. Return. When the whispering stops and my body transforms back from lightning, at the same time, I gain knowledge about lightning. Literally. Overcoming the whispers, I come to understand the nature of lightning, the principles of forming lightning, the basis of lightning cultivation methods, the principles behind lightning attribute techniques, and so on. Interesting. The whispers seem to be knowledge itself. In exchange for becoming terminally ill from witnessing the true immortal's true form, I've gained the enlightenment of lightning. 103 days left. Hoping that my body will not be completely consumed within that time, I look at the moon. // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 215, The Clown and the Performance 4. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. Time flows quickly, and before we know it, there are only 50 days left until the arrival of the Mad Lord. Then, let's summarize the plan we have devised so far. In front of you, HWA and Jade, I begin to outline the plan we had devised, detailing everyone's roles and what each of us wants to achieve. First, UHWA wants to confirm the status of Beak Nyong and rescue him, and if possible, she also wants to rescue the white goat race and escape. Is that correct? Yes. And Miss Jayubik, you need time to meet with Coatrial and talk, correct? Yes. In that case, we must first isolate Coatrial from the Sea Dragon Palace and others to eliminate the possibility of him receiving any support. Once we separate Coatrial from the Sea Dragon Palace, UHWA will infiltrate to find Beak Nyong and the White Goat race, and Miss Jayubik and I will go to find Coatrial. That's the essence of our plan. Now to execute the plan. Once the Mad Lord appears in 50 days, Coatrial will want to be as far away from the Mad Lord as possible. At this point, the Mad Lord is, frankly, a being that even Hyun Eum, the Black Dragon King at the Grand Perfection integration stage, would struggle to defeat. In a past life, although Kim Yeon struggled against the Black Dragon King Hyun Eum with the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress and puppets, that was only because of the foot of the star-shattering stage esteemed one. Even the Black Dragon King, with extensive combat experience at the pinnacle of the integration stage, was pushed back by the puppets controlled by Kim Yeon. Then even more so, than puppets controlled by the Mad Lord who has extensive experience as a puppeteer, can definitely face 4 or more cultivators at the integration stage. In short, the moment Coatrial catches the Mad Lord's eye, Coatrial will be well on his way to becoming a Grand Prince. Coatrial is very aware of that fact, and will try to stay as far away from the Mad Lord as possible. Knowing Coatrial, he will also know that the Black Dragon King's residence will not be safe from the Mad Lord. Hence, he will try to hide in a place where many other Earth Tribe Grand Cultivators of the integration stage gather. If there's such a place near Cloud Heart Lake, there's only one. Serving Command Arc. Coatrial will try to hide inside the Serving Command Arc. Then we just need to execute our respective plans during that opportunity. UHWA will go to the Sea Dragon Palace to check on the White Goat race and Beak Nyong's situation. Miss Jayubik and I will head to the Serving Command Arc to find Coatrial. UHWA also said she wants to give Coatrial a piece of her mind, so she will probably come back to join us after rescuing Beak Nyong. Then together with UHWA, we'll strike Coatrial with her 3rd stage manifestation. By doing so, Coatrial will inevitably have to face UHWA's heavenly tribulation when he reaches the next stage. And I too will show Coatrial something interesting. I've prepared a secret technique that can smack the back of Coatrial's head hard. All we need to do is get Coatrial to a place where he cannot receive any help. How can we lead Coatrial into such a place? It's impossible to lure Coatrial with bait. Coatrial will definitely not move alone. Probably even if he hides in the Serving Command Arc, he will move with at least dozens of peers or higher stage demon beasts. But even if Coatrial cannot be moved, others can be made to move. This is where UHWA is needed. She will reveal her presence on the lowest floor of the Serving Command Arc. If the other Earth Tribe members notice the presence of UHWA, a manifestation 3rd stage expert of the Heart Tribe, they will be enraged and head to the lowest floor of the Serving Command Arc to capture her. UHWA, with the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts, will hide her presence on the lowest floor of the Serving Command Arc and escape smoothly. Of course, Coatrial, sensing something amiss, might leave some behind, but I have prepared Yuan Yu for them. Yuan Li, the original body of Yuan Yu, was originally a devilish cultivator prepared to ascend to the Blood Yin realm. In short, the devilish arts Yuan Yu mastered, such as the Blood Demon Suppressing Sea Light and Blood Chain Binding Forest, are very similar to the energy of the heavenly fiends of the Blood Yin realm. That means other cultivators remaining with Coatrial can be sent off with a heavenly fiend of the Blood Yin realm as bait. Of course, Coatrial might follow the decoy Yuan Yu, but I have prepared a secret move to ensure coatriol cannot move. If this measure is activated, coatriol will definitely have to stay in place. And when coatriol is completely alone, UHWA Jayubik and I will surround coatriol, leaving him no chance to escape. After giving Miss Jayubik and coatriol a chance to talk, UHWA and I will inflict a fatal wound on coatriol. This is the strategy we've devised. Is there anything else you think we should add or remove? There's nothing more on a large scale. Now let's move into the details, like how to figure out which floor of the serving command arc coatriol will hide in, and so on. We thus delve into the finer details, organizing the branches of the plan. Whoosh. After today's meeting ended, I returned to my residence, briefly restrained Kim Yon so she couldn't struggle, and then used Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace. Swoosh. A galaxy sword seems to fly towards her, then enters into her heart essence. The strike containing my nascent soul enters into her mental world, traveling within her inner self. Moving in and out of her inner self, my goal is to gradually awaken her with my call. Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace seem to be effective, as Yon's eyes, which had been cloudy, began to clear. Her condition is improving. At this rate, it seems possible to reunite with her before the ceremonial day arrives. I hope before this life ends, I can meet you again. I sigh softly to myself as I look at my right arm, now vanished up to the elbow. At this pace, I might not have any limbs remaining by the ceremony day. My death is drawing near. After using the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace, I tiredly look up at the sky. Whirring, a swarm of tiny fly puppets are flying through the air. Literally, they are fly-shaped General COs. I mass-produced these miniature General COs and sent them all around the serving command arc. Since the serving command arc is vast, spreading a surveillance network with these puppets in advance will allow us to quickly ascertain where coatriol moves when executing the plan. The small mass-produced General COs spread out all around the serving command arc. As the ceremony day approaches, Jayubik's expression becomes more complicated, and UHWA spends even more time gnashing her teeth. Every day until the ceremony day, I use the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace on Kim Yon to bring her consciousness to the surface. Hong Fan, saying he will make something helpful for me, continues to gather various herbs, spiritual herbs and poisonous herbs to concoct something. Now, the mini General COs are scattered all around the serving command arc, settled into many of the structures within. In this way, they will become my faithful eyes and ears, guiding me to wherever coatriol might flee. Whirring, I move the small generals to scout the serving command arc, investigating any terrain that might aid or conversely harm coatriol. I also gather information by eavesdropping on the Earth Tribe's rumors with the mini generals. After several days, while controlling the small generals, I hear through rumors that there are hidden spaces throughout the serving command arc. Hidden spaces. If such places exist, they will be perfect for coatriol to hide. It's best if I find them quickly. I begin to lay the Mad Lord's circuits remotely through the small generals in places within the serving command arc, suspected to contain hidden spaces. As the circuits are laid out, areas with hidden spaces block the connection of the circuits because there is no space for the circuits to pass. Where there is no space, there are many paths for the circuits to pass, smoothly laying out the Mad Lord's circuits. In this way, I discover over 20,000 hidden spaces on each floor of the serving command arc. It's astonishing. Luckily, I have the miniature General COs. If I didn't have the ability to create General COs, I would have had to suffer, searching through the enormous 120,000 hidden spaces by hand. Although it isn't possible to discover all spaces at once with the miniature generals, I sequentially send the mini General COs deeper a little at a time, entering into the spaces to identify the hidden ones. As everyone makes their efforts, the ceremony day gradually approaches. Master, please take this. Hello? I take what Hong Fan is offering. What is this? What Hong Fan handed over is a bottle containing a blue liquid. I slightly sniff the liquid and frown. It's poison. Yes, it's made from poisonous herbs. What kind of poison is it? It's a poison that amplifies pain. It doesn't just affect the nerves. The spiritual power within the poison stimulates the soul, causing the consciousness to also feel pain. A single drop can amplify the sensitivity to pain by more than 60,000 times for a brief period. I mobilized all my talent to create this poison. I see. Did you make this for me to use? Yes. Anyone who gets even a drop of this poison on their skin will be in so much pain that they would rather die, their mind almost leaving them. But what about its lethality? It has almost no lethality. It's made solely to inflict pain. Good, this will be very helpful to me. I realized that this poison is the answer Hong Fan had come up with after hearing about our last operation, deducing a plan to deal with Cohrial after he has been isolated. With this poison, even Cohrial's soul will be momentarily shaken. I carefully store the poison that Hong Fan had mixed in my pocket. This poison will be handy when needed. And so, the day before the Mad Lord arrives to carry out the operation. PSSHD. By now, both of my arms have vaporized into electricity, and my lower half has disappeared. Soon, my whole body will vaporize, and I will die. Of course, since the formless sword is moving inside my clothes in place of my arms and legs, it appears as though there is no issue outwardly. Just one day left. Finally, tomorrow, my minor counterattack against Cohrial begins. Just as I think so. Wait. While checking the hidden spaces in the serving command arc through the mass-produced miniature General COs, I stop one in a particular hidden space and make it illuminate the interior. Wait. I stand up abruptly from my seat. The vision technique attached to the General's eye transmits its sight to me, illuminating the inside of the hidden space. Ignoring everything else, I hurriedly fly to the serving command arc. Since my face can be recognized, I reverse the blood-body skin armor and change my appearance using a technique unique to Yuan Yu, then quickly head to the space discovered by the mini-General CO. That place is on the 7th floor of the serving command arc. Directly below the deck of serving command arc, the life floor that handles the administration of the entire True Dragon Alliance, I reveal the aura of the dragon race after covering my skin with scales so that others don't find me strange. Thump. It's a familiar place. The 7th floor of the serving command arc. The place I first visited in the serving command arc with Cohrial after my regression. That day, in front of the administrative building, I had explored the market while trying to avoid Cohrial's eyes. So it was like this. Standing in front of the administrative building, I feel the hidden space inside and let out a hollow laugh. Oh, hi, CO is inside there. On my first day at the True Dragon Alliance, while I went to the market to look at the Demon Beast Market, Cohrial pretended to work in the administrative area and hid Ohio in a hidden space on the life floor inside the serving command arc. That's why she couldn't be found no matter how much I searched the Sea Dragon Palace. I step into the administrative district to check whether Ohio is still alive. // Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 216, The Clown and the Performance 5. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. Step. As I enter the administrative building, a few members of the Earth Tribe, recognizing me as part of the dragon race, bow and approach. Is there something the Sir Dragon is looking for? Move aside, I'll find it myself. Yes. Adopting the appearance of the black dragon race and putting on as irritable a face as possible, I create an atmosphere that makes it difficult for others to approach. Reading my mood, the Earth Tribe members bow and move away. Let's see. I walk inside the administrative building, towards a corridor where the symbols of each of the 13 major races are displayed. Beyond this corridor, there is a separate administrative area just for the 13 major races. At a fork in the corridor, I take the path marked with the symbol of the dragon race. Beyond here, only members of the dragon race are allowed. I activate the black dragon's true blood even more strongly and head down the path, marked with the symbol of the dragon race known for handling the yin attribute. From here on, only members of the black dragon race, or perhaps the sea dragon race or water dragon race, can enter. And the space discovered by the small General Xiao is right here. Walking down the corridor, I touch one of the black dragon symbols engraved in the stone corridor. Injecting the power of the black dragon's true blood, my hand suddenly sinks into the black dragon symbol. As expected, it's a barrier shaped like a wall. I successfully enter the hidden space by passing through the barrier. I hit step, step, step. After walking down the passageway, leading to the hidden space for a while, descending the stairs down and down, I arrive at a rather spacious area. Judging by the distortion of the space, it seems to be a compressed space, revealing a considerably large site. Flash. The spirit stone embedded in the ceiling emits light like sunlight, making it feel as though it's broad daylight. It's the size of Gyreon's cotton farm. I'm amazed at the immense size of the area. The area utilizes the light emitted from the ceiling to grow grass, forming a meadow. There are cool streams flowing throughout the meadow, and trees that emit pleasant fragrances are growing. And in the center of the meadow, there is a large manor. Inside the manor, there are several houses with elegantly tiled roofs, and the presence of one person can be felt inside. I slowly approach the manor. Surprisingly, there are no barriers or prohibitions around it. Oh, I see. I realize as I approach the manor. The closer I got to the manor, specifically to the person making noise inside it, the more the flow of yin and yang becomes chaotic. The heaven and earth spiritual energy is swirling and entangling so much that it's likely impossible to install prohibitions or barriers. Just as I arrive in front of the manor, tap, 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 sounds come from inside the manor, and I feel someone running towards this direction. Simultaneously, the doors of the manor burst open, and a familiar face pops out. Is Sir Co Atrial here? It's Oh Hi Co. Greetings. And I greet my old colleague, whom I am meeting after a long time rather stiffly. I was sent here by Sir Co Atrial. Oh, by Sir Co Atrial, please come in. Upon hearing Co Atrial's name, Oh Hi Co smiles broadly and invites me into the manor. I follow her into a large mansion. Ma'am, a guest sent by Sir Co Atrial has arrived. Yes, miss, I'll prepare. Hello? I frown as I observe a middle-aged lady welcoming Oh Hi Co in the mansion, and the workers bustling about the place. Without any prohibitions or barriers, from the outside, it definitely seemed like there was only Oh Hi Co's presence. But upon entering, there are numerous people inside. I immediately recognize their identities and frown. They're Jiangshi. They are all Jiangshi that emit the scent of human flesh. In other words, they are Jiangshi made from real human corpses. A creepy mansion indeed. I take a deep breath as I observe the well-maintained, yet unsettling underside of the mansion. The middle-aged lady kindly smiles and leads me to the inner house. Shortly after in the inner house, I am able to face Oh Hi Co. What did Sir Co Atrial tell you? Usually, he would come and talk in person. Sir Co Atrial asked me to check if Miss Hi Co is doing well. Oh, really? Yes. What's going on? I sense something odd while reading Oh Hi Co's intent, but continue to question her. Have you been experiencing any discomforts in your daily life? None at all. Sir Co Atrial takes care of everything for me. She's lying. Are you feeling unwell, or are there any concerns about your health? Not at all, I'm perfectly healthy. She's lying. Are you feeling mentally stressed in any way? Haha, Sir Co Atrial, really? What could be stressful when Sir Co Atrial is with me? She's lying again. I sigh inwardly and ask, do you ever wish to go outside? Outside? Ah, didn't Sir Co Atrial tell you? It's really nice walking through the streets of the serving command arc alone with Sir Co Atrial every few days. I've been going outside already, so. That's not a lie, but there's something more to it. As I am organizing my thoughts. By the way, Sir Co Atrial always checks my level in the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation. Do you not need to do that? The summoning wind, sacred blood transformation, you say? Could you please check the level of the technique for a moment? I ask of you. Yes, then let's first go outside and... However, she starts forming hand seals in the cramped room and begins circulating spiritual energy. The heaven and earth spiritual energy in the room starts to move around Oh Hi Co. I'm startled by what I see. I'm also familiar with summoning wind, sacred blood transformation. However, there are no such techniques in the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation. Just when I am taken aback, Oh Hi Co, who had been slightly playful and tinged with happiness until now, suddenly changes her expression and glares at me. As the room falls silent. She opens her mouth. Who are you? Are you really sent by Sir Coh? If Sir Coh sent you, you wouldn't be unaware that he and I take walks regularly, would you? What should I do? Should I reveal my true identity, having created a false one with Black Dragon's true blood and Yuan Yu's face? But it's risky. If Oh Haiseo is brainwashed by Coh, she might immediately report my presence to him. If that happens, as I am pondering various things, the woman observing me suddenly stands up with a shocked expression and steps back. Oh Haiseo's voice trembles. What's going on? She's startled by something. She recognized something in me. What is she thinking? Is she trying to call the mansion's servants? However, her next words are beyond my imagination. Seo Yunhyan. No. I fail to maintain my expressionless facade and end up looking at Oh Haiseo in surprise. Seo Yunhyan, right. I remember that face. My sense of time became so weird, but it's a face I saw decades ago, Seo Yunhyan. The suspicion in Oh Haiseo's gaze, which had been full of doubt, melts away. However, I can't help but feel bewildered. How did she realize I'm Seo Yunhyan? Ahaha, really, it's so nice to meet someone from the same hometown after such a long time. Last time we met, I think I called you Deputy Seo. Well, it's been so long since I've seen your face that the name just comes out, right? Haha. I stand frozen in front of Oh Haiseo for a while before I touch my face with a stiff expression. After a moment, the blood-body skin armor covering my face peels away, revealing my original face. It's been a long time. Yes, really, it really has been a long time. We're both silent for a moment. Then Oh Haiseo asks me, by the way, aren't you curious how I knew, even though you changed your face? Hello? It's my ability. Wait, don't say it. Hello? I stop Oh Haiseo before she can recklessly reveal her ability. Have you ever told anyone about the ability you've gained? No. I thought about telling Coh at first, but then changed my mind. Ah, by the way, why did you come in with that face? I smile wryly at her question. Because I'm not exactly friendly with Coh. Oh, I see. Oh Haiseo laughs heartily. I don't really like Coh either. Not sure if you've noticed, but do these mansion servants look human to you? Hello? Oh Haiseo whispers, as if she's telling a huge secret. They're all corpses, and they're always watching me. And when Coh comes, they report everything they've observed about me to him. At first, I thought Coh was a really nice person, but then, at some point, he started to hypnotize, brainwash. He started doing those things to me. That's when I knew Coh is a madman. I don't know what expression to wear, feeling an odd mix of emotions. Unexpectedly, Oh Haiseo is fully aware of everything about Coh. Before I awakened my ability, I really thought he was wonderful, kind, and gentle. But after reaching the nascent soul stage and getting somewhat proficient in using my ability, my illusions about Coh shattered along with the brainwashing he had placed on me. She babbles on for a while. I smile faintly as I watch her chatter nonstop. Oh Haiseo, nicknamed the Nightingale at the company, was the most admired female employee among the staff. Even though she was captured by Coh, she seemed not much different from the Oh Haiseo I knew back then. She is still bright. Oh Haiseo, do you want me to take you out of here? I ask, looking at Oh Haiseo. However, she's silent for a while before smiling and saying, no, it's okay. My ability, you see, if I refine it to the extreme, I think I might be able to understand why we came to this world, and where we should return to and how we ended up in this world. But what does that have to do with staying here? It's related. The best opponent to refine my ability against is Coh. She smiles. I thought about investigating Coh using my ability. Now, I've been unraveling the story of Coh in reverse. Coh has done a lot of things. That's why there are so many people with a cause and effect relationship, casualty with him, which has greatly refined my ability. As I did so, I became interested in why Coh became such a person human, and I've been looking into that recently. Strictly speaking, Coh isn't human. Oh, now that I think about it, you're right. What exactly is Oh Haiseo's ability? It seems as if she can see through everything from where she sits. Wasn't it an ability related to the bloodline of immortal beasts? Why has it transformed into an almost omniscient ability? Suddenly, I wonder if she can also realize that I had regressed. Are you reading me too? Yes, I am, but others weren't as difficult as you. It feels as if the pages of your book are very heavy, and there are also these cloudy mists. It's hard to read because of those things. Ahem. After exchanging a few words with her, I chuckle lightly. So you're saying you'll stay by Coatrial's side? Yes. All right, be careful. As you know, he's a being as skilled in deceit as in breathing. That does seem to be the case. Seeing that you're safe, I'll be going. It's a bit disappointing. Coatrial won't be coming here for a few days anyway. Why don't you stay and rest? If it's because of the servant's eyes, I can do something about it with my power. No, sorry, I have things I must do. I get up and head outside. It's a first. For the first time since I came to this world, my heart feels a bit lighter. I thought Ohicio was 90% likely to be used or brainwashed by Coatrial. But watching her demonstrate an almost omniscient ability to read her opponent from her seated position, it somehow doesn't feel like Ohicio would easily fall prey to Coatrial. Maybe she was a bit overwhelmed at the beginning, but as she awakened her ability, she gradually started to read Coatrial's moves. Perhaps she is the one I need to worry the least about among all my colleagues. As I am leaving the manor, Wowung, a bright white light erupts from behind, touching the Jiangshi in the mansion. Then the Jiangshi's eyes dim, and they stop in their tracks. Ohicio's voice rings out. It's the power of the lustrous glazed peacock. Lower beings become foolish the moment they touch the light. The Jiangshi will forget that you came today. Take care. Yeah, you take care too. I leave the hidden space behind Ohicio with a light heart. Crackled crackling. My body is almost completely vaporized now. But at the end of my life, I managed to achieve one of the goals I had set. Really? It's good to be alive. With a somewhat lighter heart, I begin to prepare to splendidly adorn the final grand performance of this life. Zap zap. Though my wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon, I begin to detect the wonderfully mysterious fortress from a long distance. The Mad Lord Zhou Yon has stepped into the territory of the True Dragon Alliance. // Discord https://dsc.gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 217, The Clown and the Performance 6. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. Swoosh. Above a vast canyon, a bizarre fortress flies in. Inside the fortress, gears endlessly turn and the sound of something continuously clicking can be heard, evoking a sense of strangeness in those who listen. Click, 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 click. However, the fortress that's been floating in the air and moving forward suddenly comes to a halt at one point. Kagagugu. Far away, a faint barrier is spread out over a region with white mountain ranges. It's the territory of the Earth Tribe True Dragon Alliance. Wowung. Moreover, 3 integration stage grand cultivators exit the barrier after seeing the bizarre fortress, their faces tense as they begin to gather demonic power. So you're the notorious Mad Lord who's been infamous in all 4 directions recently. The Demon King of the Supreme Tiger race growls, bristling with demonic energy, and shouts towards the wonderfully mysterious fortress. I don't know what business you have in the True Dragon Alliance's territory, but even if it's you, if you intend to enter our domain, you must be prepared to risk your life. I strongly advise you to turn back. And then, click, click, click. From inside the wonderfully mysterious fortress, countless cannon barrels protrude, aiming their muzzles towards the barrier. Weighing, accompanied by a buzzing sound, countless bee puppets fly out from inside the wonderfully mysterious fortress, starting to load cannonballs into the cannons. The cannonballs are 4-axis stage general puppets. Flap, flap. As the flag puppets flutter their flags to signal, the cannon operator puppets fire the cannons. Boom, boom, boom. Ignoring the persuasions of the Supreme Tiger King, the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress fires the general puppets towards the barrier. Zerung. The general puppets are launched towards the barrier and crash headfirst into it, creating cracks throughout. However, the Demon Kings merely smirk, infusing more power into the barrier. No matter how infamous you, the Mad Lord, might be, the barrier of the True Dragon Alliance, which borrows power from the body of the entering Nirvana stage ancestor. Simultaneously, beams of light shoot out in all directions from the bodies of the general puppets, beginning to carve countless circuits on one side of the barrier. And then, flash, screech. As if spreading like an infection, circuits spread to one corner of the barrier. After a brief moment, the barrier splendidly opens. Seeing this, the integration stage demon kings are speechless for a moment, floating in the air before hastily transforming back into their true forms. Damn it, stop that human madman. No matter how formidable he is, it's barely been 100 years since he ascended. There's no way he can pass through a gate guarded by 3 integration stage demon kings. However, the gates of the wonderfully mysterious fortress open. Screech. Click. Along with that, terrifying puppets begin to pour out from inside the wonderfully mysterious fortress. Boom! Billions, no, perhaps hundreds of billions of puppets burst out crazily, turning the heavens and earth black with their numbers. Among them, there are also a frighteningly large number of 4-axis stage puppets. The demon kings feel the momentum of the 4-axis stage general puppets and are tense, but they do not lose their confidence. It's okay. No matter how many 4-axis puppets there are, with 3 integration stage demon kings gathered here. Then, at some point, integration stage puppets begin to appear from the fortress. Coom! With an enormous momentum, 28 integration stage presences emerge from within. Overwhelmed by this force, the 3 integration stage demon kings don't hesitate to scatter and flee, not even looking back as they do so. Integration stage puppets, 9 per each demon king, begin to chase after them, leaving the strongest puppet remaining on the scene, the last integration stage puppet. She returns inside the wonderfully mysterious fortress. She enters the control room at the heart of the wonderfully mysterious fortress, walking towards a hunchbacked old man sucking on his fingers beneath a throne inside. Walking towards the hunchback, she picks up the hunchbacked old man in a princess carry and sits herself on the throne. The hunchback, cradled gently in her embrace, continues sucking on his fingers. Mad Lord Jo Yon manipulates her to command the wonderfully mysterious fortress from atop the throne, advancing it forward. Finally, in my lifetime, I get to attend Co Atrial's wedding ceremony. That guy Co Atrial, despite having married several women, has never invited me. That can't be right. It must have been a mistake. I will correct it. I will make it right. Co Atrial is just an imperfect being after all. Along with the wedding, I will evolve him into a new being at his most beautiful moment. Excited at the thought of embalming Co Atrial at the moment of his marriage to create a masterpiece that will last forever, the Mad Lord mobilized all his talents to assault and capture integration, stage grand cultivators wherever he found them, turning them into puppets. This resulted in the creation of the 27 integration stage puppets made during this time. Thrilled by the thought of embalming Co Atrial at the moment of love, the Mad Lord's madness reached its peak, and his demonic talent also reached its zenith. This is the result. Although these hastily made integration stage puppets are not as durable or strong as real integration stage grand cultivators. With as many as 27 of them, well-arranged formations can even take on 10 grand cultivators. The Mad Lord, filled with hope and joy of evolving Co Atrial, sheds tears of excitement and emotion as he orders the wonderfully mysterious fortress. Advance, advance, to Co Atrial, to Co Atrial. We can't be late for Co Atrial's wedding ceremony. Bring Co Atrial before me. Co Atrial, Co Atrial. I will capture Co Atrial and evolve him. Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Yunhyan, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial, Co Atrial. It will definitely capture him and evolve him into his most beautiful moment that lasts forever. With eyes spinning in madness, the Mad Lord and the wonderfully mysterious fortress begins heading towards the True Dragon Alliance headquarters, the Serving Command Arc. I can feel it. The Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress has entered the True Dragon Alliance's territory. Its speed is clearly that of an integration stage grand cultivator. The wonderfully mysterious fortress has evolved to the integration stage. This isn't merely a single-minded intention to modify Co Atrial. The obsession to attend Co Atrial's wedding ceremony and to personally embalm the moment of Co Atrial's marriage created this result. At this speed, it will probably arrive at the Serving Command Arc in 2 hours. That news has already arrived here before, alerting everyone in the True Dragon Alliance. It's almost time for the plan to be set in motion. However, I am inexplicably unable to move, caught in a strange feeling. It's been since meeting Ohicio. Since meeting Ohicio, I've felt something strange dominating my mind. For some reason, a bizarre disharmony is controlling my thoughts. But I can't quite figure out what this disharmony is. What on earth is this? I grit my teeth and press down on my throbbing head. Could it be that Coatrial planted a trap in her without Ohisio knowing? The most rational suspicion is that Coatrial had somehow activated a trap in me through Ohisio without her knowing. I ponder the source of the pain. At least the flow of spiritual energy isn't communicating with anywhere. Coatrial isn't trying something in real time against me. Is it more like a curse? A curse that triggers if Ohisio meets someone other than him. However, as a first-class curse sorcerer myself, I don't feel the presence of a curse. It's not a curse, then there must be something. What exactly is this disharmony? I suppress the throbbing in my brain and think. But there's no time left. Soon, the Mad Lord will storm towards the serving command palace. Then, clicking. For now, I seal the part of my consciousness that suffers from the disharmony using the 5 elements blood curse banner. I also cram in the Yin Soul Ghost incantation to modify the seal so even if Coatrial tries something through the 5 elements blood curse banner, it will be futile. Good, now it's useless even if he tries anything. Judging by the lack of perceived spiritual energy flow, it's impossible for Coatrial to be watching me or to know that I've returned. So all I have to do now is execute the plan. TSSK. I use the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace on Kim Yeon for the final time. Flash. Until the last moment, her consciousness does not return. But her condition has improved significantly compared to the beginning. Compared to her initially dull gaze, her eyes are now significantly clearer. If left as is, she will naturally regain consciousness over time. I informed Hong Fan, so even if I die, Hong Fan will take care of her. Then take care. I stroke the still somewhat dazed Kim Yeon's cheek and turn around. That's when. TSSK. From Kim Yeon, the wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon bursts forth, and a strand of her consciousness clings to me. Somehow, as if knowing I am about to go far away, it seems to not want to let go. It feels like it's holding on to me. I look back at her. Her consciousness has not yet returned. However, seeing that strand of Kim Yeon's consciousness clinging to me pitifully, I choose not to detach it and soar into the sky. Woven. The heaven and earth spiritual energy vibrates. The energies of integration stage grand cultivators swirl around from all directions. Emergency, emergency, the Mad Lord has invaded. The Mad Lord is coming to the serving command arc. Stop that madman, stop him. Now, the fact that the Mad Lord has invaded is widely known throughout the Earth tribe. Using a sound transmission talisman, I send a message to UHWA and fly towards the serving command arc using the record of transcending cultivation and exhausting martial arts. Up in the sky, Kagagugu. There, a blue dragon can be seen swiftly flying towards the serving command arc. It's Coatrial, evacuating to the serving command arc upon hearing that the Mad Lord is coming. Round Coatrial, numerous 4-axis stage demon beasts are following him to the serving command arc. As expected, evacuating with his numerous supporters. The serving command arc, in case of an emergency, can descend to the lower realm from its lowest floor, making it the ultimate evacuation and escape route. Of course, I have no intention of letting him escape to the lower realm. Coatrial cannot escape from us. I take Jade, who is waiting near the serving command arc, and fly up towards it. Inside the serving command arc, Co Yunhyan had previously laid out thousands of ultra-small general COs. These general COs observe where Coatrial enters and where he is headed, communicating in real time with Co Yunhyan and reporting Coatrial's location. Coatrial is currently at one of the evacuation spaces on the 4th floor of the serving command arc. Among those in that evacuation space, numerous demon beasts are tightly gathered around Coatrial. Sir Coatrial, I heard you ascended from the lower realm alongside the Mad Lord Jo Yeon. Just how powerful is he that you had to flee here? Is he really as dangerous as his infamy suggests? Aren't you being too worried? However, Coatrial shakes his head with a reassuring smile in response to their words. The Mad Lord is indeed a dangerous individual. We must not underestimate him. However, this place is the serving command arc, where the highest cultivators of the Earth Tribe True Dragon Alliance gather. There is no need to be too tense. The integration stage demon kings will all gather to deal with the Mad Lord, so don't worry too much. Just think of this as one of the few opportunities for all of us to gather together. To see such a crisis as an opportunity, Sir Atrial truly has exceptional thoughts. You flatter me. As they're having a pleasant conversation, they suddenly look in one direction, startled. Atrial too suddenly narrows his eyes, glaring somewhere with vertically slit pupils. This is. Isn't this the aura of blood yin devilish arts? The faces of the demon beasts are filled with shock. It's certain, the blood yin heavenly fiends have invaded the serving command arc. I'll show them who they're dealing with right now. The demon beasts grit their teeth, feeling the dense miasma of the blood yin realm. One of the demon beasts stands up and shouts. First of all, it's dangerous for all of us to go there together. How about only a few of us form a group and go? That's a good idea. The energy we're feeling is only around the heavenly being stage anyway. Most of those gathered here are four-axis cultivators with Atrial at the forefront. Even if it is the power of a blood yin realm heavenly fiend, there is no real need to fear. However, Atrial suddenly smiles and shouts to the assembly. That won't do, everyone. At his words, numerous four-axis demon beasts look at Atrial with puzzled eyes. Yes. What do you mean, Sir Atrial? Then Atrial starts explaining with a kind face. A true predator uses all its strength in the hunt, no matter how big or small the prey. Most of you must know this saying. We must not be complacent, even if it's just a heavenly being stage heavenly fiend. Hearing Atrial's words, numerous four-axis demon beasts nod. Especially if a blood yin heavenly fiend has come here, it might have opened a portal connected to the blood yin realm within the serving command arc. If so, the heavenly fiend can summon esteemed ones from the blood yin realm, so caution is the best policy. Indeed, we were too rash. No, I might be overreacting. Even if it's just a heavenly being stage fiend, let's all go together for a walk. Atrial smiles faintly, leading the numerous demon beasts towards the place where the turbidity is felt. And then, suddenly, Atrial stopped in his tracks. Sir Atrial, what's the matter? As Atrial stops, the demon beasts ask him in confusion. Atrial, as if it's nothing, smiles and replies. I just remembered I left something around here last time. I'll quickly grab it and join you, so please go ahead without me. Is there anything we can help with? I appreciate the thought, but it's fine. Please go ahead. Yes, well understood. Thus, numerous members of the demon race disappear towards the location where Yunhyan is spreading devilish energy through Yuan Yu, leaving Atrial alone. Atrial does not move from his spot. After a while, black curse spells burst from Atrial's entire body, revealing Atrial being bound by them. Atrial, smiling faintly, looks in one direction and speaks. It's been a while, Taoist seeing you well eases my mind. The blood that Atrial gave me to consume and transform, accepting Atrial's sea dragon true blood, wasn't just absorbed with the thought of covering it with the black dragon's true blood. Giving blood to a curse sorcerer means giving the most fundamental medium for a curse. From the day I received Atrial's blood, I was in a state where I could curse Atrial at any time. Using Atrial's blood as a medium, I could transfer curses to Atrial whenever and as much as I wanted. Originally, I intended to use a curse to briefly bind Atrial's feet. When UHWA arrives shortly after, I planned to remove the few demon beasts who were helping Atrial from his side with her help. But why? Why? Feeling uneasy, I glare at Atrial. Why did you send away all the demon beasts that could protect you? I didn't expect him to send away everyone who could aid him. Rather, Atrial's actions make me anxious, not knowing what schemes he has. Atrial does not answer, but just gives an ambiguous smile. To ascend from the lower realm so quickly, especially considering the spiritual energy is much weaker there, making it take longer to recover your cultivation to raise your cultivation so quickly, you must have indeed been a high being who fell. You're not going to talk. Right now, when UHWA is rescuing Bai Nong, I have to face Atrial purely with my wit and ability. But I am not particularly worried. No matter how close to an integration stage Demon King Atrial is, he's already cursed. If you don't want to talk, then don't. I take out the poison that Hong Fan made for me from the storage bag. This poison amplifies the sensation of pain by 60,000 times for a certain period. Compared to that, its lethality is almost non-existent, a drug made solely for the purpose of pain. Without hesitation, I open the jade bottle and swallow the poison. Then I take out the 5 elements blood curse banner, feed it with plenty of curse spells to create a black ghost curse banner, and thrust it into my chest. PFFFD. The pain feels like it's ripping my mind apart. No, it definitely is. My brain feels incandescent with whiteness. A mortal would have died from the pain long ago, but cultivators, with their robust bodies and expansive consciousness, do not easily faint or die from pain. That means I have to fully experience the sensation of pain, amplified 60,000 times. I am unable to speak. However, even in pain that feels like my spirit is vaporizing and my consciousness disintegrating, I smile faintly. The curses I had placed on Cohreal glow, and Cohreal also experiencing the pain, amplified by the curse. Cohreal, with trembling hands, clutches his head and kneels on one knee. Even for an integration stage demon king, this must be quite hard to endure. My tolerance for pain has already become much stronger. Yet the pain is enough to vaporize my mind. Such a level of pain should somewhat affect even the pinnacle of integration stage cultivators. Zilling. Bleeding from my 7 orifices, I look at Cohreal through my blurry vision. Cohreal, that guy. And as I watch Cohreal writhing in pain, I feel a profound sense of strangeness. Cohreal, even while kneeling and clutching his head, is smiling. His eyes and pupils are trembling, and his heart essence is indeed shaken by the pain. But somehow his face is still smiling kindly and warmly. It's as if that expression of kindness and that gentle moment is forever embalmed on his face, a truly eerie sight. At that moment, I truly feel as if Cohreal had put on a mask of benevolence. Is that gentle smile fixed onto his face? Or is it that he can only smile like that? Watching Cohreal, unable to let go of his kind expression even as he clearly feels pain, I feel a sense of eeriness. Cohreal, what on earth are you? Creaking. I grip my teeth and slowly begin to rise from my spot. Noticing my movement, Cohreal, still clutching his head, also slowly rises. However, we can only get up from our spots, overwhelmed by pain and unable to do anything else. Wowung. Then the curse spells shining on Cohreal's body begin to vibrate. Zzzzt. Sparks fly from the curse spells. I realize that Cohreal is pushing the curse away. Wowung. The curse spells embedded in Cohreal's body begin to rise above him, sparking flames. That won't do. Weighing. In the midst of pain, I infuse even more pain from the Yin Soul Ghost incantation into the curse, trying to embed the curse that is trying to detach even deeper into Cohreal's body. Zzzzt. A tense standoff continues as sparks fly from the curse spell. There are various ways to cast a curse, but most curses require some condition. The curse sorcerer must possess a part of the target's body. The sorcerer must know the target well. The sorcerer's curse spell must have touched the target. The target must have harmed the sorcerer. The sorcerer must harbor resentment towards the target. If these conditions are not met and one simply tries to cast a curse, its power is significantly reduced, making it easier to shake off or dispel. However, if the conditions are met, the curse becomes much harder to dispel. And I have met most of these conditions. The situation would be different before the curse was activated, but having launched the curse by surprise, the balance of this confrontation is clearly in my favor. Kagagugu. Tens of thousands of curse spells flow into Cohreal. Cohreal, shedding tears of blood, exerts his energy. Zzzzt. Clearly, I have the advantage. But despite that, the power of Cohreal, comparable to the integration stage, is tremendous. It's as if I have Cohreal's heart in my grasp, yet Cohreal, little by little, is indeed pushing my curse back. Is the difference in cultivation insurmountable? It can't be helped. Even though I have mastered the powers of heaven, earth, and heart tribes, amplifying my strength tremendously, my cultivation is merely at the nascent soul stage. If this continues, the curse will surely be dispelled. So, about 2 hours later. SSSK. Trembling with pain, I smile. Coatrial's power is indeed great, but in one shichen, there is too much I can do. The pain is slowly becoming familiar. Just get a bit more used to it, and in the remaining one shichen, I can push Coatrial to the limit. Just when I think so, Coatrial begins to form hand seals. That is, thick turbidity flows from around Coatrial. Terrible screams and wails spread around as Coatrial forms the hand seals. It's neither a spell nor a demon ability. Rather, it's devilish arts. Clearly one of the techniques from the blood yin realm. I closely observe the flow of devilish energy in the technique Coatrial is using. I can feel it. It's similar to the mysterious bizarre goo techniques I use. A devilish art that stealthily parasitizes someone in advance, lying dormant and detonating when needed. Additionally, the technique of blood sacrifice used by Yuan Li is also mixed in. I quickly deduce the identity of the technique Coatrial is using. A technique that detonates a parasitic spell previously hidden in a target, kills them, and then uses the victim in a blood sacrifice. As Coatrial formed the final seal, he speaks. Tainted soul devouring life curse. Suddenly, from afar, the stench of blood wafts through the air. It's the direction towards which the four-axis demon beasts, following Yuan Yu, had headed. Did he place that technique on all those who follow him? He must have arranged for the possibility to kill them at any moment, and offer them as a blood sacrifice to serve as his spare lives. Kagagugu. Is it because he turned about 24-axis cultivators entirely into blood sacrifices? The energy of the blood sacrifice felt from afar is tremendous. If that energy is supplied to Coatrial now, he might shake off my curse instantly. Crack. I can't let that happen. Even amidst the pain that muddles my consciousness, I reach into my storage bag. Originally, I planned to do this after getting more accustomed to the pain, but now that it's come to this, I'll finish the job now. Chalak. I pull out an item from within the storage bag. It's a puppet used for communicating with the Mad Lord. As soon as the puppet emerges from the storage bag, it starts rolling its eyes to check the surroundings, fixing its gaze on Coatrial. Mad Lord Senior, can you hear me? SSSK. I smirk and shout to the Mad Lord beyond the puppet. It'll give you the coordinates of Coatrial's location. Weeing. Earth Tribe's True Dragon Alliance. The wonderfully mysterious fortress is currently engaging in battle with 12 integration stage demon kings near the serving command arc. The bee puppets fluttering around the wonderfully mysterious fortress suddenly stop their activity and land in various places on the fortress. Weeing. Along with the sound of a swarm buzzing, the bee puppets that had landed on the wonderfully mysterious fortress begin to flutter, preparing for something. Wowung. Simultaneously, the wonderfully mysterious fortress begins to move rapidly in one direction. The integration stage demon kings, this seems as if the Mad Lord is retreating from the battlefield, bringing smiles to their faces. Is the Mad Lord trying to retreat? However, in the next moment, their expressions twist. The billions of bee puppets attached to the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress tear through space. The integration stage demon kings realize. Is that spatial teleportation? It should be impossible to go too far, but where is it going? Wait, the direction of that spatial teleportation. No. Stop it. The demon kings, pale with shock, charge towards the wonderfully mysterious fortress. The Mad Lord is attempting a spatial leap to the serving command arc. Receiving the signal from Seo Yun Hyan, the Mad Lord began attempting a spatial leap to the 4th floor of the serving command arc. // Discord https://dsc.gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 218, The Clown and the Performance 7. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. Coming. He is coming. Kitty. As the gap in space opens, something with a massive presence can be felt leaping towards this place from afar. Wonderfully mysterious fortress. The Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress is trying to leap inside the serving command arc. Coatrial, too, seems to feel the familiar presence of the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress, turning his head towards where he feels its presence. How about that? At this moment, when Coatrial is out of his senses. If the Mad Lord arrives, Cohrial will no longer be able to do anything. Unable to employ any trickery. Literally like raw meat laid out before the Mad Lord, unable to concoct any sinister plan. After all, in a few days, my entire body will turn into lightning and I will die. If Cohrial gets stuffed by the Mad Lord and holds a wedding ceremony with the Mad Lord's puppet, it will be a rather satisfying ending for Jairyone and all those sacrificed by Cohrial. Krieg. The spatial rift opens, and from afar, through the void, the silhouette of a fortress with clanking mechanical gears flying towards this place can be seen. Yet Cohrial does not change his expression. Rather accustomed to the pain, he opens his mouth like me. The serving command arc may be a discarded immortal treasure, but still an immortal treasure is an immortal treasure. After briefly looking at the wonderfully mysterious fortress, Cohrial manages to bear the pain and smiles faintly. Then his gaze falls away from the wonderfully mysterious fortress. Without a special seal that allows direct entry, no matter even the Mad Lord, it's not so easy to enter this place. Seems like it's coming in though. Kig. As if to mock Cohrial's words. The massive, wonderfully mysterious fortress is gradually getting closer from beyond the space. Due to the influence of the serving command arc, it appears like something is blocking the wonderfully mysterious fortress at intervals. However, the wonderfully mysterious fortress penetrates all resistance and enters this place. Kig. At the sight of the wonderfully mysterious fortress, overcoming the resistance of the serving command arc and gradually approaching, Cohrial is momentarily speechless. No matter how cunning Cohrial's schemes are, no matter how outstanding his strategies, to the Mad Lord, no common sense, logic, or scheme can prevail. Finally, Kig. Krieg. From the void, stopping just about 30 meters away inside the serving command arc, the wonderfully mysterious fortress comes to a halt. The gate of the wonderfully mysterious fortress opens. Krieg. My whole body tingles. From inside, the overwhelming aura of 28 beings. I realize that each of these auras do not fall short of the presence of Jairyone, who had once attempted the integration stage. Krieg. Of course, even if the serving command arc is completely destroyed, Cohrial's words about it still being an immortal treasure aren't entirely false, as the 28 puppets couldn't enter this side. However, as the 28 puppets simultaneously stretch their hands towards this area, a gap seems to appear in some invisible resistance surrounding the serving command arc. Krieg. And finally, a gap large enough for a child to enter is created. Boom! Just that is enough. From the other side, the Mad Lord commanding his puppets is felt. Within the wonderfully mysterious fortress, countless bee puppets fly in through the small gap and surround us from all sides. Boom! The bee puppets cross over to where we are standing, surrounding Cohrial and me, spinning wildly. The whirlwind created by the bee puppets prevents Cohrial from using the blood sacrifice from the 4-axis cultivators to enhance his strength. Now what will you do? I look at Cohrial, who is reaching towards the gathering of the blood sacrifice's energy, and smile bitterly. I can feel it. The enormous energy of the blood sacrifice, which was immense just moments ago, is gradually diminishing. Like many types of devilish arts, such large-scale sacrificial techniques have a short duration. If the objective is not achieved within that short time, it becomes utterly useless. Judging by how quickly the energy is diminishing, it's clear that the energy created by Cohrial's blood sacrifice is dispersing. Moreover, these bee puppets are clearly designed for spatial leaping. These puppets will surely prepare to fully summon the wonderfully mysterious fortress inside the serving command arc. Once that happens, the Mad Lord will fully enter, and it will be the end for Cohrial. Let's not let our guard down until the very end. Yet, despite having driven Cohrial into a corner, I find myself tensing up even more. If I know Cohrial, he surely has more tricks up his sleeve. It wouldn't be strange if another Cohrial suddenly emerges from underground, claiming that what we've been dealing with until now was just a clone. It wouldn't be strange if he had suddenly tampered with the poison mixed by Hong Fan. I've felt disharmony ever since meeting Ohaisio. It's likely one of Cohrial's schemes. Though sealed by the 5 elements blood curse banner, I am currently caught in Cohrial's trap and must remain cautious until the very end. There are still several ways to push COHREAL further. However, I decide to wait until UHWA arrives with reinforcements. It's best to be cautious until a more certain force is available. Let's endure until we can deal a more decisive blow to him. Krieg. Beyond the bee puppets, in the direction of the spatial rift. There, as if the bee puppets accomplish something, the wonderfully mysterious fortress manages to widen the spatial rift a bit more. Good if it continues like this. But then it happens. Thunk. Suddenly, the wonderfully mysterious fortress jolts and begins to be pushed back slightly. What? COHREAL opens his mouth without losing his smile. It seems the demon kings of the Earth tribe are not just sitting idly by. Woven. I realize that a strange attraction is coming from the direction of the spatial rift. Beyond the spatial rift, behind the wonderfully mysterious fortress. There, the integration stage grand cultivators of the Earth tribe are pulling the wonderfully mysterious fortress with an attractive force to drag the Mad Lord back outside the serving command arc. Are you relying on that? However, I just smirk. I know the wonderfully mysterious fortress best. The wonderfully mysterious fortress hasn't even begun to use its real power yet. Kagagugu. Several cylindrical thrusters appear behind the wonderfully mysterious fortress. Simultaneously, an immense spiritual power erupts from the thrusters, resisting the attractive force and sticking to the inside of the spatial rift, as if it's going to pierce through back to its original position. If it was easy to block or restrain the wonderfully mysterious fortress, could the Mad Lord have freely spread his wings for 1,000 years? Despite its fortress-like appearance seeming quite slow, the true nature of the wonderfully mysterious fortress is an incredibly fast mobile fortress. The wonderfully mysterious fortress, when the Mad Lord is serious, cannot be stopped by anything. Indeed, it will be a bit difficult. However, COHREAL's complexion doesn't change, and his heart essence remains undisturbed. What? What is he relying on? COHREAL. COHREAL just smiles, and I feel an indescribable unease from that smile. I cannot understand the emotions that typical creatures speak of and share. Even though it should be indescribably painful, what's going on? Has he completely accustomed to the pain already? Even when I try to analyze and mimic what is called emotions through the vibrations of the lungs, it is not enough to fully understand the behavioral patterns of living creatures. So, I have developed a hypothesis while studying the behavioral patterns of the Mad Lord. I let COHREAL's nonsense go in one ear and out the other, focusing on whatever trick he is about to play next. Clicking. COHREAL reaches into his bosom and takes out a necklace from within. It's an unassuming necklace made of thin cotton thread, but the ornament on the necklace is a beautiful gem made of green crystal. COHREAL wraps the necklace around his hand, tying the gem to his palm. To creatures, each individual has something they call precious, akin to the purpose of life. Intelligent creatures called sentient beings mostly have such a thing. Surprisingly, this includes me as well. I try not to focus on COHREAL's nonsense, but I am momentarily startled by his statement that he also has something precious to himself, and look him in the eye. To the Mad Lord it was her. To my descendant Ran it was familial affection. To Beek Nyong who I took in it was the well-being of his race. And to that heart tribe who went to save Beek Nyong it was the safety of her disciple. Snap! COHREAL extends his hand holding the green crystal necklace towards the spatial rift where the Mad Lord is trying to enter. I have to stop him before he does something. But I can't move. It's impossible to understand how COHREAL can suddenly move so calmly. Has he not felt pain from the beginning? No, if that were the case, he wouldn't have performed such a foolish act of clutching his head and falling over trying to resist the curse. Then COHREAL is also feeling pain. No, he is experiencing more pain than I am. Then how is he so composed? Feeling revolting, I glare intensely at COHREAL's heart essence. What I want to say is, if you know what entities desire, it's too easy to control various entities by slightly manipulating those desires. Like the musician who went a completely different way for the safety of her disciple, taking a long time to come for support, and Beek Nyong who offered his soul to me for the well-being of his species. Whirring. Green light bursts from the jade that COHREAL holds, illuminating the illusion of Beek Nyong. That is, Beek Nyong. How could? COHREAL extracted Beek Nyong's soul and is manipulating it by infusing it into the necklace. Biknyong used the mountain-repelling whip. Yes, master. Simultaneously, Biknyong, with his soul extracted, combines his power with Coatrial's and exhibits his beyond the path to heavens. Coatrial says with a faint smile, "The heaven and earth tribes may despise heart tribe individuals who have reached the third stage of the heart path method, but in my view, the potential of the heart tribe is limitless. Just as you, merely at the nascent soul stage, can fuse the power of heaven, earth, and heart to produce a force comparable to the four-axis stage, the power of the heart tribe, if properly utilized, can be like this. Kagagugu. The power of Biknyong's beyond the path to heavens to adjust, wait, and the attractive force emanating from Coatrial's hand combines, starting to amplify madly. That is, just like when my formless sword of treading heaven and my nascent soul are combined, showing an incredible amplification. The attraction emanating from Coatrial's hand amplifies immensely. And then, bang, with a sound of breaking through the air, the force emanating from Coatrial's hand suddenly turns into a repulsive force, pushing the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress away. Kagagugu. If the cultivation of the heaven and earth tribes is additive, then the cultivation of the heart tribe is multiplicative. Already surpassing the peak of the four-axis stage, Coatrial possesses a power akin to that of the integration stage. With Biknyong's beyond the path to heavens to control weight, added to Coatrial's power, his attractive force reached as high as the peak of the integration stage. With the integration stage demon kings of the earth tribe pulling from behind and Coatrial pushing from the front, the wonderfully mysterious fortress appears to be pushed out gradually and then disappears beyond the darkness of the void. It's strange that while using the heart tribe can be so useful, magical artifacts or dharma treasures utilizing the heart tribe are rarely produced. Isn't it odd? There's more than enough reasons to despise the heart tribe, whether it's reading heart essence or adding heavenly tribulations. Why haven't the inhabitants of the bright cold realm ever considered utilizing the heart tribe? Is it because they're too repulsed even to attempt such simple uses? He asks me with a slight smile. Doesn't it seem like a hatred purposely planted in the bright cold realm? Taoist CEO, who embodies heaven, earth, and heart, do you perhaps know something about this? Won't you tell me? So it's not that you don't feel pain. I finally realize how Coatrial is enduring this insane level of pain. Coatrial had disassembled his own consciousness. He cut his soul into several pieces and then reattached them, not quite completely. In doing so, he had disassembled his consciousness, becoming akin to being unconscious. In short, what is speaking to me is not Coatrial himself, but actions inputted into his body before he disassembled his soul. The moment the Mad Lord appeared, he gave up enduring the pain with his consciousness and temporarily disassembled his mind before pushing the Mad Lord away. Having successfully repelled the Mad Lord, he will probably revert his consciousness back as he had programmed. There's no need to take anything Coatrial says seriously. Everything he says is a lie. The reason he's prattling on with seemingly profound words is just a ruse to hide the fact that he lost consciousness. Then, now is Coatrial's most vulnerable moment. Cherug, a storage bag floats up beside me. It isn't just any storage bag. Special storage bag that can contain living beings. A type of storage bag called a peach garden painting. Cherug. From within, a woman wearing an old, rustic robe walks out. It's Jade. The Mad Lord retreated, but that is fine. After all, this revealed a vulnerability in Coatrial. Miss Jade. I convey my intentions directly to Jade through heart language. Jade nods and extends one hand. Killing. A golden seal shines from her hand. The seal of the Ark controlling envoy. One of Jairion's authorities, allowing free passage in and out of the serving command arc. Using this authority, it's possible to instantly connect a predetermined location with the inside of the serving command arc. The door in space opens. I didn't use it in front of the Mad Lord because I didn't know what would happen to Jade. UHWA. If it's to call UHWA, now is the time to use it. Biknyong is here, come over. And then, from beyond the door in space, a crimson stream quickly crosses over to this side. Killing. Biknyong's figure is still faintly visible in Coatrial's hand, which had just pushed away the Mad Lord, and UHWA captures that scene as soon as she arrives. Nyon, Yu Hua's beloved disciple, is being used as a magic artifact with his soul extracted by Cohreal. Uhwa says nothing. Instead, she reveals her true form, places the zither in front of her, and begins to play with a solemn expression never seen before. Jiaving. The entire space seems to resonate with the sound. Hua's illusory play focuses solely on Cohreal, deeply, and even more deeply pulling his disassembled consciousness. Even deeper. Despite the melody being focused solely on Cohreal, just hearing it makes me feel an indescribable drowsiness. But both Jayubik and I brace ourselves and watch Cohreal stagger. Somehow, it feels like falling asleep now due to Uhwa would lead to a nightmare like no other. I say to Jayubik, I use curses, Uhwa uses sleep. Cohreal himself temporarily disassembled his consciousness to create this vulnerability. Jayubik clenches her fists tightly. Have you made up your mind? Yes. Her heart essence has been shaking from the moment she saw Cohreal. However, within that wavering heart essence, one resolve remains unshaken. Her heart path method, bound by many limitations. Yet against a specific target, it displays unparalleled power. Jayubik's entering heavens. To avenge Gyrion's grudge. Beyond the path to heavens. Auspicious exchange of emotional expression. A symbol of the promise shared between Cohreal and her, designed solely to end Cohreal. Based on the content of the vast, cold, beautiful agreement created for the mutual death of the parties involved, Jayubik's Beyond the Path to Heavens now activates. Clink, clink, clink. Chains of the same brown color as Jayubik's robe flows from her hand. Simultaneously, the brown chains naturally permeate Cohreal's chest, entwining around his heart, major organs, and various parts of his demon core. I see. I realize where the chains emitted from Jayubik's hand are connected. Chains connected to Jayubik's heart. These chains are likewise connected to Cohreal's heart, major organs, and demon core. Literally, her Beyond the Path to Heavens is for dying together with Cohreal. Implementing the content of the vast cold oath created for their mutual demise is precisely Jayubik's Beyond the Path to Heavens, the symbol of their shared promise. Clink, clink, clink. I summon countless generals Seo from the storage bag, making them open their mouths behind me. At any moment, I am ready to sacrifice my body, exploding curses and the formless sword in a suicidal attack. Even if Jayubik fails to kill Cohreal, my explosion will end him. Even if we can't finish Cohreal, we can at least injure him enough to incapacitate him for a while, giving the Mad Lord enough time to return. It's been a life full of ups and downs. I went under Cohreal to uncover his true nature. Though I gained much from observing him from beneath, I couldn't learn everything, and instead, I encountered many explosive situations like bombs. Really, do I have any regrets? I contemplate whether I have any regrets in this life, as I am about to deliver the final blow. I will know when I see the panorama of my life flash before me at that moment. Never let your guard down until the very end. Cohreal is Cohreal. Seeing his heart essence, it's clear he is indeed Cohreal himself, unpredictable in when and where he might plot something. Focus all your attention on observing Cohreal. Right up to the very end. Never let your guard down. Piwuk. Bowen. Before Jayubik can activate the auspicious exchange of emotional expression. A crimson hand pierces through Jayubik's back and outer heart. Krarik. The chains that emerged from Jayubik, spinning wildly with yin and yang, disperse on their own. And then the crimson hand shoots towards me. Zhejiang. I'm struck down by the formidable force carried by the crimson hand, collapsing to the ground. Wallach. My body, already more than 80% transformed into lightning, feels like it will disperse at any moment. From the remaining 20% of my flesh, red liquid trickles out, spreading around. You. With a bewildered look, I gaze at the face of the one who had ambushed Jayubik and me. Yuan Yu. The immense power Cohreal had gained from performing a blood sacrifice with all the 4-axis stage cultivators. I thought it had all dissipated. It hadn't. It was all absorbed by Yuan Yu. And then as Yuan Yu speaks, I feel a sense of despair. It's strange. You were hit by the lustrous glazed peacock's light. How can you recognize me? From Yuan Yu's mouth comes a very familiar voice. It's none other than Oh Haisio's voice. Really, you're too strange, Seo Yun Hyan. A misty haze protects you. Because of that haze, I can only read superficial things about you. DSS. I finally realized the identity of the strange disharmony I feel in my mind. My memories were distorted by the light of the lustrous glaze peacock, but the canvas of myriad forms and connection that I was using unconsciously showed me the truth. I wasn't hit by the lustrous glaze peacock's light on my way back after meeting Oh Haisio. I was ambushed by the lustrous glaze peacock's light on my way to meet Oh Haisio. The conversations I had with her, my reading of her heart essence, the sequence of events when I was hit by the light. Everything had been mixed up and distorted by the first light of the lustrous glaze peacock she had cast on me. Stagger. UHWA 2 staggers under the power of Oh Haisio's white light emanating from Yuan Yu's body, and her playing comes to a stop. Simultaneously, Seo Atrial, having reassembled his disassembled consciousness, stands up from his place. Oh Haisio in Yuan Yu's body walks slowly towards Seo Atrial, who greets her with a warm smile. Very familiarly, just as he often did to me, Seo Atrial pats Yuan Yu's shoulder. Pad. Yuan Li thought he had learned the method of creating a blood body from ancient ruins and considered it his unique technique. But it was actually me, Taoist Seo, who initially guided Yuan Li to the ancient ruins to learn the method of creating the blood body. Pad. If you had obediently mastered the summoning wind, sacred blood transformation, which contains the techniques of the blood yin realm, as I advised, you would have realized what I did to the blood body. It's a pity, really. Pad. Oh Haisio, avoiding Seo Atrial's patting hand, says. Someone who knows the exact method to activate the blood body can access the memory stored in the blood body by touching it. The activation method involves elevating the blood body's vitality in extreme environments, right? Oh dear Miss Haisio, it's troublesome if you reveal such a huge secret carelessly. Well, doesn't it matter? After all, Seo Yun Hyan is going to die. From my perspective, it's more important whether shaking Seo Yun Hyan's emotions can stir those misty things. Certainly that was it. For some reason, Seo Atrial frequently patted my shoulder in this life. And the vast majority of those times were when I was wearing the blood body skin armor. Activating the blood body in extreme environments is part of the technique. He had been patting my shoulder in a friendly manner since our first meeting. I thought it was just to simulate camaraderie. That wasn't it. Seo Atrial was trying to find out why a stranger like me, who ascended, was wearing Yuan Li's blood body from the beginning. From the beginning, Seo Atrial wanted to know why someone he met for the first time and ascended was wearing Yuan Li's blood body. Realizing how often Seo Atrial casually tapped my shoulder, I feel a sense of emptiness. I was merely a clown dancing before you. I thought I had been monitoring Seo Atrial through the Mad Lord circuits. But it turns out I was the one being constantly monitored through the blood body. Literally, it was just a play put on by a clown. Yes, a clown's performance. And thus, the ludicrous performance of the clown comes to an end. Yes, I lost. With a hollow laugh, I look at Seo Atrial and Yuan Yu, who are looking back at me. Since it's come to this, I clasp my hands together, interlocking my fingers and close my eyes. And then I chant, "Return to thee." \\\\asterisk. Discord https://dsc.gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord. Chapter 219, After the Performance 1. Join the Discord for chapter updates donations. The moment I utter "return to thee" is precisely when it happens. Before any reaction can occur, Seo Atrial charges at me with a speed too fast for the eyes to follow. Crunch. Seo Atrial strikes me down, his foot stomping on my chest. My words do not come out. No, what should I say? It feels as if my will to speak, including my words, are suddenly suppressed. What is this? The feeling as if Seo Atrial had rushed in and isolated me from the entire world. However, I do not panic. Instead, I look at Seo Atrial and smirk. It's the first time Seo Atrial's heart essence has been so tumultuously disturbed. Seo Atrial is still smiling with a frozen expression, but his heart essence is storming in a way I had never seen before. My words are sealed, but I convey my message to Seo Atrial with my lips so he can clearly see. Are even you afraid of true immortals? Haha, wouldn't it be disrespectful to bother someone who is already suffering from exile in a far-off dimension by calling them to this world? Exiled. It seems like Cohrial knows something about the owner of the heavenly lightning banner. To think an entity exiled in a distant dimension showed that level of power. The more I know, the more it seems that true immortals always easily surpass the limits and boundaries I had in mind. Well, I checked the state of my body. Despite my chest already being transformed into lightning, Cohrial is stepping on it. Glancing around, I notice the characters for good and virtue, floating up in my lower and middle dantians respectively. I look at my head. Above my upper dantian, the character for distant appeared, and I smile bitterly. What have you done to me? Thanks to Taoist Co needlessly running his mouth, I had to consume one of my axes to seal you. Co. Literally, it feels as though my entire body is gradually creaking, increasingly isolating me from the world. Thanks to you, I need to go to the blood yin realm to replenish the fourth axis I had to use. My tasks have become quite bothersome because of this. Bothersome? Of course, by his expression, it seems like he is just teasing me. However, Cohrial's heart essence has indeed become a bit complicated. It appears that the fact he has to go to the blood yin realm is irritating Cohrial. Why does Cohrial have some connection to the blood yin realm? Somehow, Cohrial's demeanor suggests he is reluctant to visit the blood yin realm. If you didn't want to go to the blood yin realm, couldn't you have used another axis? According to Cohrial's previous explanation, nether ghost is for longevity, purple gold is for wealth, ancient force for health, and true devils for love of virtue. Since the blood yin realm branched off from the true devil realm, it's no different. It makes sense for him, who sealed with the axis of love of virtue, to replenish his axis there. But if he dislikes going to the blood yin realm, couldn't he have just used another axis to seal me? When I think so, are you teasing me, or do you genuinely not know? What, did I say something wrong? As I am puzzled, the purple gold realm is too far away, taking 1,000 years just to travel back and forth, which would be a waste of time. And the ancient force realm requires certain conditions to enter, making it difficult to replenish the spent axis, wouldn't you say? Then why not go to the nether ghost realm? When I ask, Cohrial smiles. I frowned, observing Cohrial's heart essence. Did I say something wrong? Realizing my gaffe in speech through observing Cohrial's heart essence, I noticed the tension boiling within him has significantly calmed down after my recent response. It's strange, you are too strange. Cohrial bends down to my level, bringing his face close to mine as if he can't comprehend. Continuing from what I said earlier, an entity can be controlled if you know its precious thing, its purpose. But what are you exactly? I've been monitoring your movements through Yuan Li's blood body for over 100 years, but I can't figure out your purpose. What is your precious thing? Sometimes it seems like you have something precious, but just now you seemed ready to shatter the board as if nothing was precious to you. Cohrial's bright blue pupils are stretched wide, observing me, trying to understand what kind of being I am. Without a known purpose, without anything precious, you should be a power-lost, fallen being. Yet strangely, you're unaware of the obvious dangers of the nether ghost realm. Not a decrepit being. Are you perhaps the leftover of some noble existence? Perhaps a leftover born with only a fraction of memories attached, not receiving the entirety. Cohrial narrows his eyes and smiles. Except for the era of the heretic Yang Sujin, there's no information about the decline of true immortals within the past 120,000 years. So with high probability, you're a noble being that fell during Yang Sujin's time. After seeing Taoist attempt to summon that being, I inferred the situation before and after. Had you directly faced that being with the body of a mortal, you would have surely surrendered to them in a matter of moments. However, the fact that Taoist has endured from the disappearance of Heavenly Human Island until now indicates that that being has shown you favor. My guess is, perhaps you directly assisted the essence of the great heavenly punishment in being found by her master. There could be no other action worthy of their favor. Cohrial's speculation continues. And the method that likely aided the essence of the great heavenly punishment was most likely by knowing her true name and calling it out. By doing so, you would have been well aware of what would happen to the descendants of Yang Sujin who that entity resented. With a high probability, You are one of the true immortals who was killed by Yang Sujin and harbored resentment towards him. There are many candidates since Yang Sujin had destroyed not just one or two entities. However, there aren't many who harbored enough grudge against Yang Sujin to devastate even his descendants if we exclude those who would never borrow that being's power. The list of candidates narrows down to less than 10 fingers. Seemingly getting closer to my identity, Co Atrial asks with a smirk. Given how things stand, revealing your identity might not be a bad choice. Doesn't Taoist Co have an inkling of who I might be? I hesitate for a moment, not knowing what to say, and then coldly laugh. Why would there be a need to reveal that between us? Between us, what do you mean? But Co Atrial pulls his face away from me, as if he doesn't understand. Haven't we been watching, doubting, and preparing to backstab each other for decades? All that. Co Atrial chuckles upon reading my lips. It was all just a joke, wasn't it? For a moment, I feel dazed by Co Atrial's response. Haha, why are you like this, Taoist Co? If you are among the entities I suspect, weren't we the beings who held the universe in our palms, traversing dimensions and unraveling countless conspiracies and strategies on the scale of fate and history? Why fuss over a few incidents in this Saha world, mundane world? To us, it's merely a joke, isn't it? A joke. Hearing Co Atrial's words make my mind tremble. All of this just a joke. It's absurd. But I suppress my tumultuous heart essence and look at Co Atrial. Don't be swayed. It's clear. There's another lie mixed in there. And Co Atrial is observing me, throwing information mixed with lies. Don't get entangled with Co Atrial. I need to buy time. In a little while, the Mad Lord will completely break through to the 7th floor, the formal entrance to the serving command arc. As long as Co Atrial doesn't completely seal me and continues to converse with me until then, there's hope. Don't be swayed by Co Atrial's words. Act as if I know more and extract more information from him. If everything's a joke, wouldn't venturing into the nether ghost realm for a bit of adventure be fine, even if it's a bit dangerous? You seem to dislike going to the blood yin realm. Do you really not know anything about the nether ghost realm? As you know, the absolute majority of entering nirvana stage true persons desire to enter the true immortal realm by any means necessary. Hence, the nether ghost realm is swarming with those at the entering nirvana stage, their eyes red and observing. Beings at the entering nirvana stage are far too mature to be mere objects of jests. You can guess why they are observing the nether ghost realm, can't you? The nether ghost realm is related to a shortcut into the true immortal realm. This can also be a lie, but somehow, the words just uttered by Co Atrial feel true. I've learned that the nether ghost realm is a place teeming with entering nirvana cultivators, red-eyed and observing. If they're merely observing rather than directly entering, it's probably because of the promise with the Black Dragon King. Black Dragon King. Nether ghost realm. Blood yin realm. Entering nirvana stage. Astral realm. Co Atrial. How is everything related? How can I compile this information to continue the conversation with Co Atrial? As I ponder, so I'll ask again, Taoist Co. Co Atrial looks into my eyes with a slight smile. It was just a joke among us. Still, will you not reveal your identity? And then it happens. A joke. Squirm, squirm. Jayubik, who had collapsed earlier. Her heart had been pierced, yet she starts to twitch and slowly begins to rise. Oh. Co Atrial watches her with an intrigued look. The hole where her heart had been pierced has already stopped bleeding. I gasp, knowing how Jayubik is moving. She is forcibly circulating qi throughout her body to stand up. She is temporarily doing the work of the heart by circulating energy herself. But in such a state, Jayubik is as good as dead. Despite her efforts to prevent vitality from escaping, her face is rapidly paling. She's already on the brink of death, so doing anything more is pointless. Yet still, with a trembling voice, squeezing air from her lungs, Jayubik speaks. A joke, was it? Say it again, Co Atrial. To you, was the time with Jayurion merely a joke? Jayubik, with a hole in her chest, places her trembling hand over it and glares at Co Atrial. Jayurion, I loved you truly, but to you was I merely a joke? Jayubik cries out. Answer me, Co Atrial. Was all of this just for your amusement? And Co Atrial clicks his tongue. You're not Senior Jayu. At his cold attitude, Jayubik clenches her teeth. Even if you somehow manage to come this far by mastering the heart path method as a remnant, that's all. You're just a leftover of Senior Jayu, not the person herself. Don't be mistaken. Jayuryon is dead and your actions are utterly meaningless. I am no. Jayubik, with tears streaming down her face, collapses to the ground. Yes, Jayuryon truly liked you, Cohreal. What do you want me to do about it? Perhaps the words I once said to Senior Jayu haven't been passed down to you. Emotions are just the amount of air that goes into the lungs and nothing more. No. Swish. Auspicious exchange of emotional expression activates once more. Chains fly towards Cohreal. But with a flick of his hand, Cohreal easily deflects the chains of auspicious exchange of emotional expression. Jayubik launches the chains at Cohreal several more times with dragon form soaring claw, but Cohreal deflects them as if they are nothing. What a bother, Miss Hiseo, could you take care of this leftover for me? I don't want to, it's fun. Oh, Hiseo, finding the situation amusing, sits to one side in Yuan Yu's body, propping her chin up. Well, if Miss Hiseo finds it bothersome, there's nothing I can do. Step. Cohreal steps off my chest. But still, perhaps due to the characters of love of virtue floating above my upper, middle, and lower dantians, I can't move a finger, let alone speak. Clang clang. The chains of auspicious exchange of emotional expression target Cohreal multiple times, but Cohreal, with his uniquely unpleasant smile, continues deflecting them as if the brief entanglement with the chains during his slumber was merely a momentary inconvenience. Jayubik's heart is hopelessly unreachable to Cohreal. Whoosh! Cohreal deflects the chains one last time. Suddenly, Cohreal is right in front of Jayubik. Have you vented a little? You! Snap! Cohreal flicks his finger in front of Jayubik. Blood spurts from her 7 orifices, and she collapses right there. Cohreal completely disrupted the forcibly circulating heaven and earth spiritual energy within Jayubik. It's miraculous her body didn't explode into a handful of flesh from the shock. Cohreal glances down at Jayubik for a moment, then grabs her by the hair and drags her towards us. With such a resentful body, offering her as a blood sacrifice to the blood yin realm will immediately strengthen fellow Taoist Seal. Now, Taoist Seal, although there was a slight delay, shall we continue where we left off? What are you doing? Crag Treek. No matter what, words won't come out. However, moving my body seems somewhat possible when I muster all my strength. I concentrate the power of the formless sword into one arm, slowly lifting it. Despite the characters of love of virtue pressing down on me even more fiercely, I extend my hand without care. Towards Jayubik. I'm on the verge of death, yet you still have some business with this leftover. Ah, perhaps you wish to mate before being sealed. Shut up. I don't understand. What do you want with this leftover of this Saha world? Have you grown too attached to your toy? No. I concentrate all my focus on the arm, extending towards Jayubik. The formless sword at the level of treading heavens tears through the characters from love of virtue and slowly reaches Jayubik. It's not a joke. Jayubik is someone I can only meet in this life. Even if I meet her in the next life, she will never be the same Jayubik as now. Born out of Jayuryon's obsession and resentment, if not with the same emotions and memories as Jayuryon, I will never see the same Jayubik again. But I'm not sad. After all, to me, every existence in this world is someone I can only meet once in that lifetime, and Jayubik is no different. Yes, these are connections I can only form in this lifetime. How can the memories built with those unique connections be just a joke? Finally, I succeed in holding Jayubik's hand. It's a hand hardened with calluses from practicing the dragon form soaring claw. A hand trained to meet Cohreal, and one that practiced martial arts with me. At the same time, it's also the hand of a comrade who achieved nothing. It wasn't a joke, you say. Watching my lip movements, Cohreal observes us for a moment before releasing Jayubik's hair. She collapses powerlessly to the ground. But I feel Cohreal's actions are somewhat strained. What? Did I see something wrong just now? For a moment, I thought I saw a very faint gleam in Cohreal's heart essence. It passed so quickly, I am not sure if it was real. It must have been a mistake. I turn my attention away from what would be unlikely for Coatl and hold Jayubik's hand firmly. Jayubik isn't dead yet, though she will probably die soon. Her hand is trembling weakly. Through that trembling hand, I feel her emotions: anger and resentment, longing and sorrow, and love. Jayuryon loves Coatl, and Jayubik, inheriting Jayuryon's memories, also inherited the memories of loving Coatl so dearly. Even though filled with Jayuryon's resentment, Jayubik also holds love for Coatl. Even if the object of her love is a detestable being, her love itself shines too brightly for some like Coatl. I gaze at her heart essence, capturing that light within my own heart. I will remember your heart. This unique bond in this life. I will bury it deep within my heart and remember this feeling. Thus, Jayubik's last appearance is added to the canvas of myriad forms and connection. I thought that would be her last appearance. Sarak. Before a pink thread extended from my hand. Sarak. Somehow a fragrant floral scent spreads around. At the same time, roots sprout from the thread that extended from my body. The thread splits into several branches, spreading out in all directions. The strands that seem to spread out everywhere soon gather together, intertwining to form a shape. It's the figure of Kim Yon. Woven. Inside the deepest part of the burrow dug by Hong Fan, there lies a figure still unconscious. It's Kim Yon, who has not regained consciousness for days. She has been lying there with a blank look in her eyes for several days and nights. Kim Yon is dreaming. It's the scene where she went on a business trip with the person she likes and saw the quince flowers blooming profusely in an orchard. Then something resounded deep within her dream. I will remember your heart. It's the voice of Seo Yoon-hyan, to whom Kim Yon had attached her consciousness. Beyond Seo Yoon-hyan's voice, the heart that Seo Yoon-hyan wants to remember is conveyed to her through the consciousness attached to Seo Yoon-hyan. It's the heart of someone who loves another. The heart of Jayuryon, who had devoted everything to Coatl. Although the ending was catastrophic, the heart of Jayuryon throughout the process shone so brightly. And that light was transmitted to Kim Yon through Seo Yoon-hyan. Simultaneously, as that light reached Kim Yon, her wonderfully mysterious innate heart canon, combined with Kim Yon's talent and her fate, tremendously amplified. As a result, Kim Yon, while asleep, unknowingly awakened her true abilities through the wonderfully mysterious innate heart canon. The pink silhouette of Kim Yon overlaps with my hand, which is holding Jayubik's. Our hands, mine, Jayubik's, and Kim Yon's, are layered together. Coatl, surprised by the unexpected situation, steps back a few paces, and Oh Hi Seo waves at Kim Yon with a delighted face. Oh my, it's Yon, isn't it? Then Oh Hi Seo extends her hand towards Kim Yon with a joyful expression. Yona, you're being a nuisance. I'll come back and dote on you like old times, so could you disappear for a while? Around Kim Yon, yin and yang swirl as if to make her figure blur momentarily. But only momentarily. The pink silhouette of Kim Yon places her hand over the hole in Jayubik's chest. At the same time, golden light begins to burst from inside Jayubik's hollow chest. Seeing this, Coatl shouts at Oh Hi Seo. Miss Hi Seo, quickly stop that. Woven. A blue light flashes, and Coatl tries to fly away in his true form. However, the golden light is faster. The golden light turns into a thin thread and flies towards Coatl, naturally connecting to his chest. I understand what this golden light thread means. This is the vast cold oath. At the same time, Jayubik, whose chest is filled with golden light, flutters her eyes open. After locking eyes with Kim Yon's silhouette for a moment, she coughs up blood and stands up. Then Oh Hi Seo, who had been quickly reading through the threads of the vast cold oath, suddenly screams. Despite being in Yuan Yu's body, she clutches her burst eyes, crying tears of blood. As if she had seen something that should not be seen. What is that? What is that? Terror-stricken, Oh Hi Seo soon severes her connection with Yuan Yu's body and disappears into somewhere. Yuan Yu's body, having lost its controller, collapses right there. Jayubik, clutching her chest, extends her hand towards Coatl, who is fleeing into the distance. Woven. Her intent overflows in all directions. Beyond the path to heavens. Auspicious exchange of emotional expression. Once again, Jayubik's Beyond the Path to Heavens is activated. Once more, chains emerge from Jayubik's chest. Not brown chains. Golden chains pursue Coatrial with the speed of light, connecting to him without giving him a chance to react. Chalalelic. Connected to Coatrial, the golden chains quickly short, pulling the fleeing Coatrial back to this place. Coatrial transforms back into human form as he is being pulled back and lands here. Coatrial looks at Jayubik, then at Kim Yon. "What are you?" His face is still smiling, but Coatrial's voice is colder than ever. A technique that only Vast Cold can initiate, the Vast Cold Oath. Why can you preside over the Vast Cold Oath? Who are you? His smile is colder than ever, and Coatrial's heart essence is more turbulent than ever before. Somewhere within the true Dragon Alliance. In the residence of the Black Dragon King. Inside, a massive dragon stirs. The black dragon raises its head to the sky, opening its mouth in disbelief. Vast Cold, how could? Outside the serving command arc. Wonderfully mysterious fortress. At the heart of the fortress, the Mad Lord suddenly grabs his head and comes down from her knees. The Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious, innate heart cannon is resonating strongly with something. And clutching his chest, the Mad Lord sheds tears. Not the noisy, bawling tears he had always shed. The silent tears flowing from the Mad Lord contain his sincerity. My disciple is doing something. Feeling Kim Yon's presence through the resonance of the wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon, the Mad Lord looks towards the serving command arc. Something is happening there. I must go. I might witness something similar to something far more tremendous than Yon's play. Clutching his chest, the Mad Lord solemnly unfolds the wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon without wiping his tears. Wowung. The Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious, innate heart cannon brightly ignites. It's time to end this clumsy puppet show. I need to see what my disciple is trying to do. Judging by this resonance from the wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon, what my disciple is attempting must be the true next step that the wonderfully mysterious innate heart cannon must achieve. Bowung. Briefly regaining his senses, the Mad Lord controls the wonderfully mysterious fortress, operating it more efficiently and logically. And the puppet legion of the wonderfully mysterious fortress, which had been bombarding indiscriminately with sheer numbers, begins to reorganize rapidly. This child is not what's important, right, Coatrial? Jayubik locks eyes with Kim Yon's silhouette for a moment, then again with Coatrial. It's like a miracle. No, it is a miracle. A miracle has occurred and the Vast Cold Oath has been activated. Coatrial. Jayubik points at her chest, brimming with golden light with a clear smile. My heart is gone and I am about to die. And since the Vast Cold Oath was activated by a miracle, you will also die. You probably know better. The Vast Cold Oath is a technique related to fate. Changing bodies or replenishing life force is useless. Resurrection is impossible. It means the heavens have decided to end our fate. But, as you know, Coatrial, this isn't the Vast Cold Oath agreed upon by both of us. It's a one-sided Vast Cold Oath that Jayurion imposed on you. Since a witness is present here, you have the right to undo the Vast Cold Oath, Coatrial. Jayubik slowly spreads her arms towards Coatrial. Just as Jayurion transmitted her love to you by imposing the Vast Cold Oath, undoing it must also be done in reverse. Coatrial, the method to undo it is simple. At her following words, I can't help but snicker. Kiss me sincerely. Unless you return more than what Jayurion gave to you, the Vast Cold Oath will not be undone. In many fairy tales featuring lovers, the ending usually involves breaking a curse with a kiss and living happily ever after. Similarly, Coatrial, who is cursed, has to give a sincere kiss of love to Jayubik in order to break the curse. Now Coatrial, show me your sincerity. Jayubik, who informs Coatrial that only sincerity can undo the curse, wears a cruel yet beautiful smile. And for the first time, Coatrial's smile disappears from his lips. This long performance has come to an end. Only Coatrial, dragged down below the stage, remains. /// Discord https://dsc gg/wetread. Link to donations in the Discord.